Welcome in everybody. This is the day 2 of the FIFA E-Nations Grand Finale, the FIFA E-Nations 2023, with 24 different countries competing for the top spot at the FIFA E-Nations to be crowned as the champions. My name is Selvin. Along with me, I have Lokmanu, just like yesterday, to be my co-host and the co-commentator for the day. It's going to be a huge day for us today, Lokmanu. First of all, how are you feeling today and what are your thoughts on this day?
Thank you so much, Selvin. As always, it's a pleasure to be here with you. And of course, I'm super excited because this is the day where either the E Tigers make it to the knockouts or they come back home. And I'm pretty sure with the mindset that they have after yesterday's results, they never back down. And we've seen that in the online qualifiers as well, leading up to them reaching the grand finals in Saudi Arabia this year, that they did not back down. On day one, they had really tough results, but in day two, they clutched up. And I think we need the same from them today. So I'm really looking forward to them stepping up a notch.
Absolutely, Lokmanu. And speaking about mentality and about yesterday's results, I think we'll just take a look at them first. India won, Germany too. I think everybody knows it was not a deserved loss, but then what is done is done. But a lucky win against South Africa gave us a good start. A 3-0 defeat to Sweden and a 6-0 defeat to Israel, unfortunately, slowed things down for us. But a 1-1 draw against Peru right at the end of the day was a good confidence booster. What were your thoughts, coming into a new day? When you reflect on these results, Lokmanu, what would you think about them?
Yeah, I think Salvin, like you rightly said about the loss against Germany, it was such a close game indeed. How the Tigers went down by a goal again. That was also a bit unfortunate because for the ones who saw yesterday's games, the ball sort of deflected into the path of Kylian Mbappe for Germany, and then they went on to score. Then India equalized. Then they conceded another one, which of course was a brilliantly created goal by Germany. So again, that was a very close game against South Africa. Even though the Tigers would feel that they did not perform at their best, but they got the win, which was very important, even though it was a penalty. But you have to be very cool and composed in order to score penalties at that level, especially when you've got all the best players in the world around you watching you. Then, of course, that game against Sweden, Selvin, I think that was quite an underwhelming performance from the Tigers, because that's where things started to go south for us in terms of not being able to create chances, giving the ball too much in the midfield, really. And it just didn't happen against Sweden. It happened against Israel as well. So it sort of followed. I think that those two games, of course, were very difficult for us, and I think that's what needs to change today. And I'm pretty sure the Tigers have prepared themselves much better. And the game against Peru, though, it was a close fought affair. I feel India did deserve a win. And I know a lot of people would argue with that Peru were very good in this game as well. But I think India stepped up a notch, and I think the Tigers just have to keep doing that, and especially get results against teams like South Africa and Peru, who, if you compare to Germany, Sweden, and Israel, are still a little below in terms of the group table.
Absolutely. And speaking about the group table, I think let's just take a look at the group table because that's what's going to decide everything at the end of the day. We have 6 teams in Group D, of course, the group in which Team India is. Israel right now leading with 9 points, Sweden with 9 points as well, Germany with the 8 points, Peru, of course, with six, India, unfortunately, as at this point with four, and South Africa with two. Now, the bright side of this is that there's no team which still has double digit points in this group, which means the group is still wide open. Even Israel can be eliminated today with 5 defeats or maybe five. If results don't go their way, Sweden can be eliminated too, Germany can be eliminated too. So I think a big start out here for India is going to change a lot of things. But just before we decide and discuss more about it, I think, Lokman, let's just take a look at the stats from yesterday's game for Team India. I mean, the world rank, of course, sixth. How impressive is that considering it's only 2 years? Average goals, not so great yesterday for the things that we know about them. But Lokman, I think I'm going to let you go ahead with the other stats that we can see on screen right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Selvin. I think, like you rightly said about the world rankings, the whole nation is pretty impressed. Even the football fans who started to now support FIFA esports and how India has done at the global stage in the past 2 years. That is really impressive indeed. But what's not been impressive was day one, unfortunately, for the E Tigers, because average goals, as you would see, was zero point 0.6, not something you want in 5 games. I'm pretty sure Charanjot, Saranj, and Saksham are well aware of that, and they would want to change that ASAP. They have to get those goals in. And we've been talking about this, Selvin, since yesterday. The first goal is so important. And when they did get that against South Africa, I mean, even though it came really late, but it did eventually make a difference, right? So I think in these one-legged matches, the first goal is very crucial no matter when you get it. And it just takes the wind out of the other team, no matter when you score that. But when you look at the average possession passing accuracy, 90%, I don't think so that stat really matters if you're not creating chances. So I'm pretty sure, as impressive as that stat is, they would want some conversions from those passes, and I think we would be seeing something like that from the Tigers today. Average shots has been 2.6. Again, not the best stat. You would want in a game of FIFA to at least average three. That is basically your expected goals. The next stat that we'll be seeing, the last one basically, is 0.7. Now, usually, if you're dominating a game, if you're doing really well, it is somewhere between 2.5 to 3, and it's been 0.7. So that is not what the Tigers want. So again, I'm pretty optimistic things are going to change for today for the Tigers, and these stats, when we look at them at the end of the day, hopefully they are much better than this.
Very well said, Lokmanu. Thank you for that and explaining to the audience as to what these stats were and how do they really matter. But right now, we can see the fixtures for day two. Repeat of yesterday is just like a home away format. It's going to be the second leg for each thing, but it's going to be played individually, which means after 90 minutes, whatever is the score, that decides the number of points a team gets. Germany versus India, India versus South Africa, Sweden versus India, Israel versus India, and India versus Peru in the same order, just like yesterday. Now, in this situation, of course, as you must be thinking, you do not really want to face Germany right at the start, knowing that you lost to them yesterday. But that is the first fixture that we have today: India versus Germany, who also have the current FIFA E World Champion. Of course, Umut, we have our E Tigers right there, walking in to their positions, going into the Indian pod. Of course, Saksham, Charanjot, Saransh, along with the Jana Sid and Pranav, who would be there somewhere. But that was a proud moment again. No matter what they do, I'm very sure, and you are very sure, that they are going to give their best. But yeah, I mean, Germany, of course, have a team which is really good. And yesterday we saw Dallin Mike was on the bench, which means Levi Finn and Umut, as a team are really great. And right now, going to the first game, it's a must-win game ideally for Team India, because that's going to decide the flow of the entire day. What do you think these guys are going to do? Are they going to go with a do or die situation, or are they going to take their time and wait for the opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's all about starting strong, Selvin. We spoke about this yesterday as well. No matter who the opponent is, we all understand that Germany, Sweden, Israel, even South Africa, because of their performances in the E Club, the duo of Kalen and Bs Bianchi, both of them, and we did see even some interesting substitutions as well in the game for South Africa, really. So we can expect that from all these top nations as well that we're playing against. But I think getting the first goal, getting the grip of the game, putting the opponent under pressure, not losing the ball in the midfield a lot is the key to get those points on the table. Even if it is a point or two in the first 2 games, I think that sets you up really nicely. Because yesterday, even though we did play well against Germany, I think the only issue was that we did not score another goal after equalizing, right? And that is something that comes back to haunt you in the future. So yeah, I think just need to change that today, and we'll just wait and see what happens, because the Tigers must be actually raring to go. When you see these results as a player, and I can say this personally, you want to change that as soon as possible, because the world is watching. Indian football fans are watching. Everyone is trying to support them. So they actually want to head into the positive direction and at least get a goal or two to start day two.
Well, absolutely, Lokmanu. I am very sure, and I'm just hoping that Team India has worked in the right direction, because we all know, I mean, there's meta, as you said yesterday, a lot of game plans, a lot of tactics, a lot of formations, a lot of playing styles available, and it just comes down to who is better using those styles, those tactics, etc. And let's just hope that whatever happens today, Team India makes the right decisions, and whatever happens against any team, we're going to be still supporting our E-Tigers till they keep representing our nation and beyond that as well. But just take a look at, we'll just take a look at the squads, of course, for both these teams. Lokman, I'm just going to let you take over with regards to the key players, drafted players, and open pool players, because we have a lot of people who may just have joined us today who may not know about this thing. I'll just tell you all, it's FIFA Ultimate Team. Every nation is given a few set of players, and Lokmani is going to explain what exactly those mean.
Yeah, thank you, Selvin. So, what happens is that FIFA gives you the choice of having 3 key players in your squad. These players can be a part of every national team that's present there. That means all 24 nations at the FIFA Nations Cup 2023. Ronaldo Nazario, as we call him, the R9, Kylian Mbappe, of course, one of the best players in the game, and Virgil van Dijk, another really good player. So these are the players that are available for every team as well. But the drafted players are the players that are specific to every nation, specific to every member association. Nobody else can use this. And of course, our E-Tigers and our national team manager, the coach, all of them sat down together to draft these players into their team. Of course, we see the likes of Socrates, really good card that has come out in the promo. Of course, an icon, Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldinho, another really good player, Ruben Diaz, Christopher Nkunku, very good on the ball. Emiliano Martinez is pretty interesting because he's a goalkeeper in real life, as we all know, the Argentinian national, but he's given a special card to play in the outfield basically. So a lot of players are having fun with using these cards. Then comes Jules Koundé, of course, a decent player in the team. Open pool players are the players that are available for everyone. We saw a goal from Thierry Henry yesterday for our Tigers against Peru. That was such a good goal, so well created. Henry, of course, has been the center of attention for all these national teams that I'm seeing because he's scoring some fantastic goals, really. Now comes the likes of Bastian Schweinsteiger, Klosterman, Guardiol, Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, another one who was the one who provided a semi-assist, as you could call him, by crossing it in to Kylian Mbappe, who headed it down, and R9 scored that goal for us, which again proved out to be such a crucial goal indeed. And then, of course, the likes of Antonio Rudiger, Ballack, Neuer, Becker, so many Germans in the team. And Selvin, we spoke about this and even had a joke about this, that the irony is that so many German players playing against the German national team for Team India. It's amazing, really. David De Gea, of course, Edwin van der Sar, and Zambrotta. So I think that is quite a stacked lineup for Team India.
It is indeed Lokmanu, and it's going to be ironical again to play against Germany with so many players from Germany. But here's a quick look at the squad in game for Team Germany. Key players again are 9 Mbappe and Van Dijk for them. Drafted players have a great list as well, and you can see some big names out there from, of course, Manchester United, a lot of players as well. Rafael Varane, Marcus Rashford, and of course, there are a lot more players. Rafael Leao is going to be one of the players to watch out for, and the open pool players, of course, Buffon. I still remember an outfield Buffon making that last minute tackle against India yesterday to deny us possibly a chance right at the end when R9 had the ball. But yes, this is the squad that you guys can see in front of y'all. It's going to be pretty crazy. We're not going to be discussing it in depth considering that the game is about to start. Charanjot and Saransh looks like they've practiced well enough and they are good to go for another day, for another action-packed day. This time it's going to be India in the red kit and Germany in the white and black kit, as you can see on the top of the scoreboard as well, right next to the names. But Lokmanu is Germany with the kickoff, Team India with all to play for right now. Germany on 8 points, Team India on 4 points. You know, a lot of mind games, a lot of pressure on both these teams. You can see that both of them not able to keep the ball as soon as they lose it. There's a lot of pressure which has been applied, which I think is the right way to start this game.
Yeah, absolutely, Selvin. I think with Germany taking the kick-off and trying to hold on to the ball, I think their aim has, of course, been to just play from the wings and cut back inside and play really fast in order to break down India's defense. Here's Kylian Mbappe for Germany, tries to play inside to Marcus Rashford, but a fantastic block there by the E-Tigers, and now they build up. I think there's been a change of formation for the E-Tigers, Selvin. I think from what I can see, really. I'm still trying to figure out, but from what I see, I think they have looked at a 5-4-1 formation to start with this time, which is different from the 3-4-2-1. We're yet to see what they can do from this. Kylian Mbappe in a very good position for the E-Tigers this time. Great dribbling. Klosterman with the skill takes a shot, and oh my goodness, Buffon. Just when we were talking about this, Selvin, Buffon making that crucial block. He has done it again for Germany, even though the shot was red timed and had no concrete power. The goalkeeper wasn't there, Selvin. That could have been a goal for Team India.
It could have certainly been a goal. I mean, it could have been like a soft goal, as we call it, because the keeper was out of position. But Buffon, of course, at the end of the day, he's a goalkeeper. He's going to save these chances, even though he's playing outfield in this edition. We have a Germany right on the go out there with Kylian Mbappe, and that's just going to be a corner. Luckily, Van Dijk plays it all the way back to R9. Plays it now out by to Van Dijk again. Thierry Henry in the box. That's going to be the first goal for Germany. Easy as it gets for them. Well taken routine. A big blow for Team India's chances of getting something from this game. But just the beginning. They conceded on the 13th minute yesterday, somewhere around the 13th minute. They conceded around the same time now. And let's just hope they have a big fight left inside them in this game, because they've started well, considering that they had a chance as well. But credits to Germany, they've taken their chance, which Team India could not do. And we restart this game at 1-0. What are your thoughts on the goal, Lokman?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty simply executed goal by Germany. They didn't do much. They just went on with their corner routine, made a couple of passes. That reverse pass to Thierry Henry was the defining pass for Germany, because the whole defense got beaten over there, and obviously a simple tap and finish. The reason why these European nations are so good, Selvin, in FIFA esports, because they do the simple things right. And I'm not saying the other nations don't do that. It's just that Europeans have a lot of experience, and nobody can deny that. But having said that, Team India has actually had a positive start, much better than yesterday, I must say, because you see a couple of chances being created. They are more confident on the ball. They're trying to hold on to possession. You see those step overs coming in. A little bit of shimmy from Ronaldinho over there. Socrates again tries to play a pass to Dino, but once again being intercepted. So I think it's all about India being a little composed outside Germany's box when they're attacking, not to give them a lot of possession, because Germany is so deadly on the ball, Selvin. We have seen that throughout day one yesterday.
Indeed, Lokmanu, and I think I'll just finish this as soon as the attack ends, because here's Virgil van Dijk, who passes it on to Mbappe, who had a great chance, but that's good defending by Team India. I mean, they were in a similar position yesterday when they scored the second goal. But coming to Europeans and coming to Asians, I mean, I just like to inform you guys that some of the Asian teams from Group A and Group B have been eliminated. Qatar being the first of them. Unfortunately, they could not even win a game. And Malaysia has been eliminated as well, the team that qualified along with Team India. Group C still has Singapore and Australia in it. However, it looks like maybe both of them would not qualify. And Saudi Arabia, of course, the host nations, are alive with some great players in their ranks. But coming back to our game, I mean, not an excuse or not any reason to be given for Team India's performance. But as Lokman, you said, the European dominance in this FIFA esports scene has been massive for years, even the South Americans for that matter. And you can see there is a skill gap, it may be minimal, but when it matters the most, I think they're the ones who come up clutch, and that's what they have in mind again. And danger averted for now, and looks like Lokman, we're seeing things right from yesterday. Again, Team India losing the ball cheaply.
Yeah, I think it's obviously something that the Tigers have worked on much better than yesterday, Selvin. I can clearly notice it. Even though they are forcing some passes, but they are able to keep the ball a lot more than yesterday. There are positive signs. They have been defending well in comparison to yesterday, because yesterday we saw a lot of chances for Germany, but this time, I think apart from the goal and a couple more chances, Team India has done really well defensively. And I think they just have to build on it, because it's all about being patient in front of Germany's box, as I said earlier. It's Germany now on the attack. Wilfred Zaha. It's not looking good for the Tigers in this position. They just have to keep their shape. Ball is just received onto the.
Well, I think we're really sorry. This is the feed that we're getting from, of course, Riyadh directly. And luckily for us, Lokman, it was not a goal conceded during that time. But again, technical difficulties coming in from the feed. We're very sorry for that. And let's just hope this is going to be resolved from the end of the team back in Riyadh out there. But for now, we have the stream again, Lokmanu, and luckily it still stays 1-0 to Germany, and the damage has not been doubled.
Yeah, I think I thought it was a technical difficulty from my end, because that's the reason why I stopped talking immediately. But I think, yeah, it's to the relief of the Tigers and for all of us as well that Germany did not score. I mean, it's not been the worst half as a lot of people might think. I think Germany, of course, being one of the best nations in the world, India has done a decent job in order to create a couple of chances. I think one concrete chance that was, unfortunately, was a red time shot. When you look at Germany's goal, so simple, really, Selvin. I think that's exactly what Team India needs to do. They just have to be a bit more patient against the likes of Levy, Finn, and Umud. Umud, of course, a former world champion. He was, in fact, the world champion last year, and he's just come off from winning the FIFA E Club World Cup 2023 with RB Leipzig. So his confidence is sky high, and I think we need to stop him, because once he gets going, it is very difficult. But I think what, Selvin, it's the most important thing is Saranjot and Saransh realize their potential. They are slowly getting there. The passes have been sort of clicking, even though it's not been at their best, but you can see a lot of possession being kept. So that is going to be extremely crucial, and how they start the second half, because they kick off from left to right in their red kit.
Yes, indeed, Lokmanu. I think right now is going to be all down to the mentality of the E-Tigers. Once again, we're very sorry for the technical difficulties. We can assure you this is from the stream link that we're getting from Riyadh. Considering that there are a lot of things happening out there, we really can just wait to receive the right stream, of course, without any errors. But as things stand, we're back in action. The ball is with Germany again. And Lokmanu, I think it's going to be a little difficult for Team India, because when it came to the Asia-Oceania region, of course, they had some great competition, they had some great games. But it just looks like these guys from the German team are on a different level, and that's hit the crossbar or the frame of the goal. But luckily, I was actually searching for the ball, I'm not going to lie to you. Luckily for Team India, is that the moment that can absolutely get us back in this game, because at times when your opponent misses, you can take a shot, and that could have been it. But a last minute header back to the goalkeeper, and Van der Sar was never going to miss that. Lokmanu, mad few minutes of FIFA out there.
Yeah, it's been so exhilarating, really. I mean, Germany, of course, getting so lucky with getting the second ball, not once, not twice, but 3 times there. And of course, that sort of balanced out when they hit the post, because had we conceded that, it would have been so unfortunate. But Team India now, obviously, on the other hand, had a fantastic chance. And that pass to Dino as well, really good, well thought. It's just that didn't land onto his feet, and very well defended there by Germany. But I think it's very important, Selvin, that we keep making these attacks. And the chance that Germany had once again, it was sort of like yesterday, really, getting the ball after making a couple of tackles. And that is the worst part about playing FIFA at the highest level. The things that you can't control are the ones that come back to haunt you more often than not in such tight one-legged games. So hopefully the margins are in Team India's favor, because they need to get a goal back as soon as possible, because Germany is inside. Oh my goodness, they've hit the post. They have another chance. What's going on, really? And oh my goodness, Team India escaped that situation right at the death. What am I seeing, Selvin? This was honestly pretty hilarious if you see from a neutral perspective. But to the delight of all the football fans and FIFA community of India, I think they must be relieved that this did not go in.
Indeed, I mean that was again a moment where we thought Team India has just had a problem with their switching or something like that because Germany had just opened them up with one move, but I think that frame of the goal, the post is still shaking from the velocity of that shot because the power, the intent behind that shot, it was meant to be in the back of the net. But two chances now out of two for Germany, and this can play a crucial role in Team India's comeback as well into this one because Germany are just going to feel, you know what, the margin is just a goal. And one chance for Team India, you know they're going to convert this one, considering how this match has been going so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's all about coming back into this game with a little more aggression if they let Germany hold on to the ball so much, because Germany is not stopping. Here's Kylian Mbappe with a chance. Great save there by Edwin van der Sar. And that was the save that was needed. Marcus Rashford with another chance for Germany. And right at the end, it's been defended. Team India has to hold on to the ball, Selvin. If you see the aggression of Germany, the kind of players that they're pressing with, despite winning, it just goes to show that they want to win the ball high up the pitch, get that second goal, and kill the game off. And that's exactly what the E-Tigers have to stop and create a chance out of nowhere, because Germany, as much as they press, again a loss of possession in the midfield, not looking good for the E-Tigers, tries to reverse pass it, very well defended, and we're on the 80th minute mark now, Selvin. It is so important that we hold on to the ball a couple of times and not give the possession away like this.
It's unfortunately just not happening for Team India right now. You know they're better than this, but it is just. I mean, it hurts to say this, but unfortunately, this is not the level that you can play competitive FIFA on when it comes to FIFA nations, because you can see that Germany are exploiting the things that Team India has been doing in the Asian qualifiers, like holding on to the ball for a second and then making the pass, taking their time to make the right pass. And Germany, of course, anticipating the next move, making sure they're passing, I mean, they're blocking the passing lane, and they're just making it look like men versus boys right now. And we all know, of course, how good Team India is. But right now, they have 10 in game minutes to just show the world what they're made of. And these 10 minutes are something that are going to be very, very, very crucial. They started this game well, but then I think they've crumbled under Germany's press that they have come up with.
Yeah, I think you said you spoke my mind, Selvin. It's the men versus boys kind of a situation, and you don't want to be a part of it because we're sixth in the world. And I trust the Tigers. I'm sure everyone who's watched them play at the highest level, they trust them. They do trust Charanjot and Saranj with all their performances in the E-Club qualifiers as well. They missed out on the E-Club World Cup rather by one game in the Asia qualifiers, and now we're the champions to reach there in E-Nations. They have to realize that they should not play like a team that they feel are the underdogs. I think they have to see what their real potential is. And you've seen glimpses of that. I have seen glimpses of that. It is extremely important that we go all out now, because only 10 or 11 in-game minutes left. Being aggressive in front of the goal, launching players forward, putting fullbacks ahead, I think that's the way to get back into this game. And trust me on this, Selvin, if we can snatch a draw, it will set us up really nicely for the rest of the games, because that's exactly the confidence that we need right now from the Tigers.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's going to be a huge boost in the momentum for Team India if there's a draw coming out of this one. And I mean, we love the Tigers. We love what they've done for our country. We love what they've done for FIFA in general, for esports in general. And as an Indian fan, even though I'm commentating this game, I would just hope and pray that things go our way in this game. And it's going to be very difficult for them because, as you said, they should not be playing these games as underdogs. There's nobody for them to fear. They just have to be themselves out there on the pitch. And looks like Germany have found an answer to stop them from being a team that they actually are. And it's been Germany all the way, at least in the second half, apart from that one chance that Team India had, which was headed back to Van der Sar. And here's Germany once again. Good intent shown. The ball's in the line. I mean, it's in the field. And that's going to be Team India. Now, this is what we're talking about. Take your time. get it through, you know what you're doing. And that's, is that going to lead up to something? The last ball, of course, the final third situation leading us down again, Lokmanu.
Yeah, I think it was just playing the pass way too early. There were a couple of runners going behind. This has been the problem for the E-Tigers. Every single time they have that space, they've sort of rushed into it. And obviously, it is very difficult to play at that level in those circumstances. But that's what will differentiate you from your opponent. That is what's going to get you the results. So the E-Tigers have to focus on this. You cannot be losing the ball like that. You have to take another touch. Look at Germany now trying to run away with it. Petacek plays it to Kylian Mbappe, tries to square it to Klosterman. Now they're just going to try and see out time as much as possible. It does not matter to Germany if they score another goal or not. They just want those 3 points on the table for them, and that's exactly what they're doing. But very well snatched away by the E-Tigers. This could be their last chance to get an equalizer in this game. Can Ronaldinho make some magic for Team India? Unfortunately, Kamavinga was in the way. You see that constant pressure coming in. India with the last chance. Trivela's it, but Edwin van der Sar was there to save it. What a chance that was. Kudos to, of course, the Tigers for creating that chance, because there was absolutely no space there, Selvin, in order to make a pass. And E-Tigers, of course, a little disappointed, as you can see. They have not played bad in this game. You see these highlights now, Selvin. I'll let you talk about this goal because it was as clean as a whistle for the German national team.
Very well indeed. I mean, a beautifully set up goal. And at the end of the situation, at the end of the game, of course, you could see Germany. They were relieved more than being happy, because I think they figured out that that last chance could have just been a goal had the goalkeeper movement not, I mean, had they not done the goalkeeper movement at the right time. And that could have been heartbreaking for Germany, of course, considering that, without being biased, I think they were the better team by a margin. And once again, what's done is done. And let's just hope Team India and the game against South Africa is going to be a little different. But Peru 1, Israel 4. Israel looks like they don't want to stop. That means they're going to be on 12 points. Germany 1, India 0. And there is some good news, there is some bad news. South Africa have the first win in this group. It's come at the expense of Sweden. Sweden won, South Africa 2, which means India is going to be at the bottom of the table when the group table is going to be updated. But yes, Lokmanu, that's blown away the group wide open, and the race possibly is now going to be for the third and fourth place, because it's going to be between Sweden, Peru, India, and South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that result, even though, of course, it's a very difficult moment for Team India and for all of us to see that we've lost the game, which was the first game of the day two of the FIFA Nations Cup. I think these results has given us a bit of hope, because when you see South Africa getting their first win, of course that's not exactly good for us. But when you see Sweden losing, because they were still very close. Israel and Germany are out and out runners in the group, and now we'll be able to see the table. As you can see, Israel with 12 points, Germany with 11, Sweden with 9 points with 6 games played. Of course, all teams have played 6 games. Peru with 6 points, South Africa 5, and India 4. So now, Selvin, the important question is, when we play against South Africa, and if we win that and Peru loses their next game, we can straight away jump at the fourth position with 7 points. So that, of course, is something that the Tigers have to keep in mind and go all out against a very formidable South African team. Because you see this 7 points, and they are more than in contention to qualify for the knockouts.
Very much. I mean, right now, I think I'm going to give the same example as I gave yesterday for Euro 2016. It does not really matter if you qualify in first place or in the fourth position. For the ones who are just watching, just to let you guys know, there are 6 teams in each group. The top 4 at the end of 10 games played individually will qualify based on the number of points. If the points are same, we have goal difference and head to head to separate them. But right now, Lokmanu, it looks like Team India is going to be looking at, like, realistically at a third place maximum, but fourth place is going to be the ideal expectation at the end of the day. And if they do qualify in fourth place, I think it's going to be a successful journey for them, considering that last year we got eliminated on the very same day, on the second day of the knockout, I mean, sorry, of the group stage.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. No, Selvin, I think it's very important for us to make it to the knockouts because that is, like you said, is going to be an improvement in our success stories when it comes to making it global in the FIFA esports landscape. However, at this point in time, they have to look at one game at a time. And as a player, this thought does come across in your mind that what if I lose? It's going to be difficult for me to explain what happened because I'm carrying the nation's hopes on my shoulders at an event. I'm sure all these four people that are there, five people representing our national team are thinking like that. But they have to go with one game at a time because if they get those 3 points, they get up to 7 points at the fourth position, and it's just about getting a draw, maybe getting another win. Of course, the win is the best result, but even if they get a draw after South Africa's game against the likes of Sweden, obviously we play the likes of Israel, which is going to be tough. But even against Peru, if we manage to get those 3 points, I think everything can change. And like you said, realistically, we can get to the third position. So those hopes are still there. They just have to tilt the margins in their favor and have to keep their heads up because right now the camp of the Tigers does not look uh, really positive. They have to help each other out over there, and I think the coach and the third player really have to get involved in order to cheer them up a bit, give them the motivation.
Of course, and I think they've just heard you because I think they're just having these discussions wherein they look to be composed, they look to be calm, they know what's going on, and unfortunately, the average goals stat goes down again because we were unable to score in this game, and that's 6 games done, and we still have 4 games to go. But now I'm going to look at the positive side out here. Of course, as me and Lokman have been telling you, we love the Tigers, we will support them no matter what, but the next 2 games, of course, are realistically going to define everything out here. We're playing South Africa, which is in fifth place. We then play Sweden, who are in the third place with 9 points. But 2 wins for Team India. I mean, we can always dream, we can always hope as a nation, would just put us in the driving seat. Right now, you see 2 wins for Team India out of the last 4 games can put us on 10 points, and that, if you were in some other group, would have been enough for you to qualify for the knockout stages. But right now, we do not know what's going to happen. We have to wait for the game that's going to start between India and South Africa. They look to repeat the same combination once again, but South Africa have a different combination this time, Lokmanu. Yesterday, we saw uh, these two not playing together at the same time because Bianchi was the substitute that came on, and today looks like these guys have maybe won the first game and are repeating the same combination.
Yeah, I think that combination, of course, which is pretty staple, as I would say, for the South African fraternity when it comes to E Club World Cup or when it comes to their national team, because they know that Julio Bianchi and then there's Kalen. Both these players have been playing with each other since 3 years now. I still remember back when FIFA 2021, when I was working as an analyst in the E Club World Cup Middle East and Africa region. I spotted their stats, and Selvin, it's incredible, really. Like, it's mind blowing the kind of stats they had back in 2021 by playing together for the first season, and they've come forward, fast forward that to 2 years now, and they have shown a lot of success. But so has the E-Tigers, especially last season, Charanjot and Saransh with Godlike Esports, as we've spoken about it yesterday. So I think it all comes down to focusing on this game right now because the E-Tigers desperately need this win, Selvin, and I cannot wait for this game to kick off. Team India is playing from left to right in the white kit, whereas South Africa are playing from right to left in the black kit. Let's hope this time the E-Tigers have a positive start and get the first goal because Selvin, as we've always spoken about it ever since the tournament began yesterday, first goal is so crucial.
The first goal is very crucial indeed, and of course, both these guys from South Africa, I think they've made a name for themselves in the global scene. Of course, as compared to what they've been doing for the past few years, it cannot really be compared to what Charanjot, Saransh, and the other Tigers have done. But in their own right, of course, they've had their moments both in the one versus one and the 2v2 format. But right now, coming to this game, I think when you see the first game, everything that could have gone wrong for Team India has gone wrong for them, and everything that could have gone right for Team South Africa has gone right for them. They've got a win. India has lost, which means they've climbed up in the table. India, of course, wanted to win and was hoping that South Africa could be below them, but right now it's changed. So it's going to be a different mentality altogether. You can see South Africa are going to be pumped up for this one, and they know this could be their moment where a comeback starts. And both these guys, as you were saying, were in the FIFA E Club World Cup as well, and they managed to get through their group right on the last day with the last game to be played. And that's a good interception out there by Team India, stopping them. But yeah, coming back to them, I think Lokmanu, this is going to be possibly the most challenging game for Team India today.
I think it defines how we're going to finish in the group, Selvin. That's how important this game is, and this is how the E Tigers have to play. They have to be aggressive. They have to be smart with possession. They want to be cheaply losing the ball away, but they also want to be aggressive at the same time. So it's all about holding on to the possession and start attacking in key areas and putting the South African players under pressure, because we need that first goal. That has been the problem for the E Tigers, and if they change that, I think I will vouch for this, that the E Tigers will not stop, because once they get going, they actually unleash a beast inside them, really. But we haven't really seen that part just yet, because they've always been on the back foot in every single game. Just that against South Africa yesterday, we got a penalty, we got the first goal, and we got our only win in the tournament. So hopefully that happens today as well. Good bit of possession play there from Team India. We're trying to force the pass through the middle. South Africa keeping their shape intact, not letting any spaces in behind for Team India. When you look at that, the possession has also been shifted multiple times. Great pass step being played to Thierry Henry. And this is a corner now, Selvin. Let's see what the Tigers do from this one.
Well, I'm just hoping they can work out some routine and get a goal from this corner. It's going to be play short. Ronaldinho has the ball now. He's going to play it and lose the ball out to Pele, unfortunately, who has Patrick Vieira with him. And Vieira has some options. One of them is Mbappe. He's not going to choose him so early for sure, because that's the only option that he has. And they do the right thing, wait for the right time, switch the play with Henry on the left side, trying to cross it in. He somehow found Zidane, who's found the back of the net. A soft goal to concede, but it just looks like it's just not happening for Team India again. This is not the way they concede goals. You know it, I know it, everybody watching knows it. It's just not happening.
I mean, this is heartbreaking, really. The cross that was put in somehow got deflected, you could say, or just like the defender let it go, falling down so nicely for Zidane, who does a really good reverse elastico. And South Africa take the lead by scoring that goal. I mean, it's obviously a bit unlucky as well, the kind of goals that we've conceded, but then that is a part and parcel of the game, and you have to turn the margins into your favor. If something unlucky has happened to you in game, you have to try and change that if you want to get those results. And it's just hasn't seemed to be the case for the E-Tigers. It is difficult, but we are going to keep supporting the E-Tigers, because they have made it to the grand finals amongst the top 24 nations in the world. We have to keep supporting them. There is belief still. This is not over yet. The E-Tigers are very much in it, because this game is only played for like 31 minutes right now. There's still an hour to go in this game, in-game time I mean, and there's still a lot of hope for the E-Tigers. That being said, good bit of wing play, but South Africa holding on to their defense really well.
Absolutely, Lokmanu, and there's still a lot of time left in this game. Of course, in game we have a lot of time, and very sorry guys if you feel the energy levels are a little low when it comes to me and Lokmanu right now. But just like you guys, we are fans of Team India. We are also a part of the E-Tigers team, of course, so we know how it is not just to play this game, but also to be a part of the team that represents the nation. At the end of the day, you know these guys are better than this, and you know they're trying everything that they could. They've been doing it, but here is South Africa again. Mbappe inside the box. That's a big save, and that could have, Lokmani, that could have been in the back of the net with that weird hand animation for Bandesa. The danger is still not clear. It's a quick corner taken. Zidane on the ball, the scorer of the first goal, twisting, turning outside the box, dealt with by Team India, but they've given it away and they've got the ball back. Lokmani, what is happening in this game?
That was really chaotic indeed, Selvin. Team India has to regroup and not make those panic tackles, really, because the panic buttons seem to have been left on for like good 2 minutes ever since that chance was created by South Africa. And they just have to take control of this game. South Africa now will try to play for the last attack of this half. And as much as you see the pressure that Team India are going to put on the South Africans, they will try and get another goal before this half ends. They've tried to push the pass to Henry. Paul Pogba wins the ball for them, tries to force the pass. Team India has given the ball away in a dangerous position. This could come back to haunt them. Paul Pogba, brilliant, brilliant skills by the South Africans there. Pele tries to do a roulette, has to clear it out, and India successfully manages to do so. They cannot be losing the ball so cheaply in the midfield. I don't really think that it's the case where you keep doing this and you will not concede another goal.
Absolutely, and I think we could see that Charanjot, the first thing that he said was, "What do we do?" And Saransh and Saki, of course, are gonna swap, and it's gonna be a substitution. That means we're gonna see Saki for the first time playing. I'm just hoping it's just the case wherein it just brings us a different dynamic to the game, a different approach to the game. Of course, we know Saki, a player who likes to score goals. So do Charanjot and Saransh. But yes, Saki coming on for Saransh right now. I think Lopani, we had a discussion yesterday that we may need to see a change out there in the team, and that's what's going to happen right now. Saksham, of course, has been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and now that the moment is here, let's just hope that it's going to be his moment, it's going to be our moment, and it's going to be a moment to remember for Team India. The second half is going to be underway right away. South Africa are kicking us off 1-0 in the favor of South Africa right now. But Team India on a mission to find that equalizer and to possibly find those three goals. Lokmanu, very much possible, isn't it?
Of course it is. I think this is a positive move from the Tigers. I think it's a very good decision in order to make a switch. Maybe Saksham's enthusiasm to play and look at those passes straight away. That direct pass from the Tigers is one sign of just trying to be a bit more direct, and it brings a different kind of dynamism in the game when you make substitutions like this. We saw it yesterday as well for South Africa and a lot of other teams, and the Tigers have to look at that beautiful press there. This is exactly what we need, and maybe a change in this will inspire Team India, because when you change these combinations, I think it's exactly like how the fresh legs work in real football, Selvin. A fresh mind when you've been just watching the game by sitting behind, analyzing everything, and as soon as you've been put on into the game, substituted inside a match of this caliber, then you try and do better. So I think this could actually be a positive sign for the Tigers going into the last 30 minutes of this game.
Well, I mean, there is always a possibility, and as we were saying earlier, we can always hope and keep praying that things go our way. But then there are times wherein this game doesn't really support you. As you must have noticed, that we all thought it's going to be a foul out there when there was a tackle coming in on Team India, but it was not even worthy of a tackle as per the referee and as per the game. But South Africa have the ball again. It's going to be a little difference in gameplay for sure, because no two players have a very similar play style, and let's just hope this is the play style that can help us get something from this game. South Africa right now looking very confident, though. Every time they have the ball, it looks like they are going to do something with it.
Yeah, I think South Africa has that in their locker. Like I said, I've seen this since 2 years now with the likes of Kalen and uh, Julio. I think it is in their play style by default. I think if that's how I want to put it, because they try to be aggressive. They're very good with their dribbling in and around the box. And Selvin, as you rightly pointed it out, they want to make something of every attack. E-Tigers, however, ever since the substitution between Saransh and Saksham, there's at least some sort of intent to attack, even though they have not settled in well. Because if you compare it, Charanjot and Saranj playing together for so long in all these games as well. They had this rhythm, even though if things weren't going their way, they had this decision making that was on the similar sort of tangent, really. But when you make changes, and like you pointed out, Selvin, no two players have the same playstyle. So it is going to be a difficult task to adapt to each other's gameplay. And that's the beauty of 2v2, isn't it? And the beauty of making substitutions in these situations. As much as risky it is, I mean, it still brings a lot of enthusiasm, brings a little bit of excitement, and it could actually end up getting a goal for the Tigers. Who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see.
Absolutely. It's around 13 game minutes left in this game, and South Africa have a corner right now which Team India has to deal with. And you have a feeling a goal here for South Africa is going to be like a nail in the coffin for Team India's chances of qualifying and making it to the knockouts, because this is possibly the do or die game, the make it or break it game for them. And you can see now the intent coming in, but it's being a double team every time they get into a decent position, even to try and make something out of it. And I think that's what South Africa has been doing in this game. As soon as they find Team India in a position from where they can create something, they just double team them and win the ball back.
Yeah, I think again a really nice thing that you noticed, Selvin, and hopefully that message goes across. I'm pretty sure the coach, Sid Chandrana over there, he must be wondering as to what should we do in order to stop those that double press that is coming in from the South Africans. As you see the 4-3-2-1, Saksham and Charanjot, as we've seen even while preparing while they were in India. I think this formation was something they were focusing on, and now they're switching to a 4-2-4 because they know they have to get a goal back. They have to push as many players as possible in the forward line. But something that interests me, Selvin, is the playstyle of Saki alongside Charanjot. It is very aggressive. But on the contrary, though, South Africans so good at that pressing, so good at just using other players as well around them, like quick switches, those L1 and right stick switches that they do and just press you. I think once Charanjot and Saksham find a way to beat that, there could be a couple of openings like we did get against them yesterday. So it is imperative for them to make these chances from the wings or try and at least force some passes through the center and not just give the ball away.
Yes, indeed. And once again, as we speak, like, there was a good build up that was happening until South Africa just they took the ball away. I mean, I think they were waiting. They knew that no matter what Team India does, they are going to choose the central route as the option from where they attack. And Team India showing some aggression in this game, trying to get those risky passes in. And that's what Ronaldinho has in mind. But Van der Sar saw it right from the word go and dealt with it comfortably. But yeah, these guys, of course, are going to be trying to put some more pressure on South Africa right now. And this is a very crucial situation for Team India again. Obviously, we are the ones who are watching here this game, but there are a lot of discussions that are happening in the camp right now. You're still looking at the worst possible thing. Are you looking for a draw from this game? Are you looking for a win? But R9 is in here. He's taken that touch, and that's a big goal by R9. Big goal, big moment. Can this be the game-changing moment? Can this be the group-changing moment? Only time will tell. But for now, the momentum shifts in the favor of Team India once again. It's India 1, South Africa 1. And that's what we needed, Lokmanu.
What a beautiful goal that was. Actually, Selvin, it was Theory Andre on his left foot because of his special card, and even I thought for a second that it's the staple R9 that's who's there in everyone's team. But look at that goal. That's the spark we were talking about. And I was touching on this topic, Selvin, ever since Saksham was substituted in, that the attack is showing a lot of potential. They were playing so direct in a couple of moments. They just had to find that diagonal space inside from the wings to try and play to the feet of the striker. And then it's all about the individual magic that you create on the virtual pitch. It's all about those fancy skill moves. It's all about how your mind works in front of the goal. And it's just about that confidence that was lacking from the E-Tigers, and hopefully that goal has given them that chance in order to not just draw this game but to actually go ahead and win it, because that beautiful skill that reeks of so much of confidence, Selvin, that we have not seen from the Tigers in the past 2 days. Such an important and such a beautiful goal. I think that is a sign for a lot of good things to come. And especially with the substitution of Saki coming in, it is really important that Tigers capitalize on this and not concede a goal immediately.
Well, absolutely. I think a great substitution. That's a big chance by South Africa again. That's well dealt with by Van der Sar. And guys, I'm very sorry for the confusion. I mean, it was just pure passion, pure emotion coming out, just for the love of Team India, seeing them score in this game. I mean, it was very, very emotional for me. And I just thought it was R9 because he's been the savior for Team India so many times. And the animation was so similar. But here is South Africa once again. Liao trying to work his magic. Loses the ball but gets it back, gives it to Mbappe, who's crossed it in. A situation you don't want to be in because the keeper is out, the ball is in the air. But luckily for now, Lokmanu, the ball is with Team India. Bruno Fernandes now is going to turn and play it on the other wing, out wide to Zambarota and Lokmanu. I think it's game on. 7 in-game minutes still to play. And Team India making this pitch as big as possible. Zambrota once again. We have some options in the box. We have some options outside the box. And that is good defending out there by South Africa. You can feel that they are the ones who are feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, I mean, that build-up play was amazing, really, from India. That pass on the wings was so crucial, and to try and build that up, I think that's exactly what Team India has been looking for. And that composure to beat the press as well just shows that both the Tigers have a lot of confidence now. Tried to force the pass to Nkunku, but not enough space. Can Team India make the most of this? Because South Africa, once again, like the first half, will try and hold on to the ball for the last attack. The last attack from India, though, Selvin, had a lot of promise in it. I think one more skill, one more pass, a moment of magic from the likes of Charanjot or Saki, I think would have changed everything. But now South Africa could have the last laugh, and that could be a problem for the Tigers because they are going for that win. Loris plays it to Virgil van Dijk. Tigers have to defend this really well. Osman Dembele, and that is the full-time whistle. Good result. Much better result than what it could have been. Saksham coming on and changing things a bit, stirring things up a bit in the camp. You saw those fist bumps, you saw some positivity, and the first goal, of course, for South Africa. Look at the way the ball just touches Pogba's chest and it just falls down so well for Zinedine Zidane. And this goal from Team India, 7. What a beautiful goal that is from Thierry Henry. Elastico stops the ball, reverse Elastico, and bang, far post. You don't stop those. I think, all in all, it is a valuable point for Team India.
I think it is a very big point for Team India. I mean, the number one looks to be pretty small when it comes to value, but I think this is that one point that can decide the fate of Team India in this competition. Israel have thrashed Sweden, if that's the word that I can use, 5 goals to 0. Peru have lost to Germany by 2 goals to 0, and India has got a draw against South Africa. Now, looking at the bright side of things once again, as we've been trying to do, we've been as optimistic as possible right from the start of day one. Sweden is the one that will be playing next, and they've lost both their games today. They're going to be playing against Team India next. Peru have lost both their games too, and these are the teams that Team India is now going, trying to be going after, because Germany is done, South Africa is now done. Israel remain in the way, but looking at the way they've been playing, unless they decide to just sit back and relax, it looks like it's going to be difficult to stop them the way they've been scoring goals for fun. But the next game is going to be against Sweden, who are still looking not for a point today, for a win today. And if there was a game that India would like to choose, I think it's going to be versus Sweden.
So I think now that you've explained the situation so well for us, Selvin, it is I think it's fair to say that if we beat Sweden, I think we will make it to the knockouts. And I'm saying that simply because, not just mathematically, really, because that is a close possibility as well, but the confidence the Tigers have after getting that equalizer against South Africa. Because had that been a loss, then it just would have been almost impossible for the Tigers to make it into the top four, really. And good that the Peru national team has lost. I mean, you still see the results. I mean, India is still on 5 points. Peru, because they have had three draws, they are above us because they have one win and three draws, whereas India has one win and two draws and four losses. That has to change. Israel, of course, has qualified more or less. Germany as well, like you mentioned, Selvin. The fight between Sweden, South Africa, Peru, and India is incredible, really. It is so spicy at the moment when you look at it from a third person's point of view. But when you look at it from the E Tigers' point of view, I think winning the game against Sweden will give us those massive 3 points and will help us really to actually. It, it'll end up as a showdown match between India and Peru at the end of the day because Israel has been looking very strong. I don't have a lot of high hopes against Israel after what I saw yesterday, Salman. But even if India can snatch a draw against Israel, maybe a win against Sweden, and even a draw against Peru, that could mathematically sneak us in. So there are so many permutations and combinations, really, that you can look out. It's all about just waiting for the game to start and see where the E Tigers end up on the table.
It is indeed, and I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, a lot of people must be wondering why are these guys so happy right now when India has not really performed that well. But four teams qualify out of six, and if you look at it realistically, we're just 1 point away from the fourth place team, and we are going to be playing that team at the end of the day, which is going to be the last game for Team India and the last game for Team Peru. And Lokmanyu, if there are scripts written in real, if there is something called as destiny and fate, I have a feeling it's going to come down to that game, which is going to be a virtual knockout between India and Peru right at the end. Looking at how the situation is at the top of the table, Israel needs 1 point to secure their place in the knockout stages. Germany needs 2 points to be sure about it. I mean, they've virtually qualified for sure. Sweden is still hanging in the balance, but it's going to be between Peru, South Africa, and India for that fourth spot at least. And I think all these three nations are going to be hoping that not only their result go their way, but the other results also go their way. And at this stage, I think as a fan of this Indian national team, I'm just going to be praying that if there is something that doesn't go our way, it doesn't go the way of Peru or South Africa as well. I mean, I should not be doing that, but yeah, it may just come down to that at the end.
Now, of course, I mean, the bias for our own national team is always going to be there, but respectfully so, because we've always taken our opponents in high regard in every single competition that we've played. And we all know how good South Africa, even Peru, being so good from the South American region, and of course, knowing how good these European sides are, it is going to be a massive task ahead of us. Let's just quickly look at the stats for Sweden. That we were having a quick look. Maybe we can go back and see, but here's an image of the E Tigers, of course, being getting prepared for this game. I think Saksham is going to be the one that is going to continue, and this is, of course, a good sign because we are open to versatility in the team now at this stage, and that is giving us a valuable draw, really. And if you see now, the average shots is 2.6. Average expected goals is 0.7. Average goals is still the same, 0.5. The team of Olilito and Optole, that is quite a good team. As you see, Oli Boli not playing and just probably relaxing, watching something on his phone. He trusts his teammates. While the Tigers, of course, in that zone, they know uh, how important it is to actually go ahead and get the result in this game. But yeah, Selvin, I mean, it all comes down to how the result is going to be at the end of the day. Is regardless of that, we will have that little bias towards our own Tigers because we want to see them succeed. A little smile on the faces of Saransh as I saw they're a little optimistic. They're excited to discuss those tactics and see how they fare up against this strong Swedish team, who has, in all fairness, to be honest, Selvin, has struggled, uh, which is really unlikely when it comes to a nation like them.
Well, it is very unlikely, but what is also unlikely is the matter of the games, of course, that have been decided in other groups as well. So, this is very unpredictable when it comes to the FIFA nations. Because, first of all, I think I would like to tell the audience that this is a two versus two competition. And a two versus two competition, although it may look like a game of FIFA, it may look like a video game to you, but it's not just four people playing at the same time, but it's four minds thinking on a different level, playing together. And that's what makes it so difficult at times to make sure that you think the right thing as your teammate at the right time, and that's what can make the difference. And talking about that, Lokmanyu, the reason I spoke about this is Sweden. I noticed have been making a lot of changes. Yesterday, it was Oli Bolly and Optole. I mean, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. The ones who played against us. But today, it's Olelito who's playing, which I have a feeling that things have not gone their way right at the start, which is why they've come up with this combination today, which means even they are looking for a way out and to get the right combination, which can be great for Team India.
Yeah, it could actually be because yesterday when I was scrolling through Twitter myself, I saw Lito's tweet about uh, not feeling well, and the reason why he didn't play was because he was not feeling up to it. And today, I think it's a different case. I think he feels fitter and he wants to uh, play these matches. Still, it hasn't worked in their favor. So, of course, Team India must be aware of that this combination is not working. I mean, losing to Israel 5-0, that is a massive statement from the Israelis, really. Yuval and Feldman. Of course, Nesad is there, but both these players have been on a phenomenal run, and it's fair to say they are one of the favorites now. I think it's not a long shot when I say this because the way they've beaten the likes of Sweden, India, like ourselves, really. I mean, it's incredible, really. So yeah, going back to Sweden's team, if it continues to be this way, there's of course a ray of hope for the Tigers. They just have to play their game, start strong again. Both the games they've conceded the first goal, even on day two. This third game is going to be so important in order to get the first goal because in a one-legged affair of FIFA, you have to get the first goal. It changes everything massively, Salvan.
It does indeed, Lokmanyu. And as you were saying, I'm just hoping, first of all, Olelito is recovering better because of his tweet that he posted yesterday. And I'm just hoping the E-Tigers also are in the right mood right now. But if you are Team India right now, I think Sweden is the best opponent. And I think the, I mean, the discussion was something similar as well. They've been saying, like, Sweden has not been up to the mark. It's been an under pressure situation for them too, because I think Sweden is a nation which is under more pressure than India for qualifying, considering that for them, esports is a very important aspect of their nation. And considering how good these players are, of course, Olelito, a Foot Champions Cup winner, they've been winners of so many major tournaments as well. So the pressure there is a little more than the pressure for Team India. And I think this is the time for them to just stick to the basics, do what they think works best, and go for it. But it's kickoff time, Lokmanu. We are just going to wait and confirm the jerseys based on the scorecard. And as you can see, Sweden is the one playing in yellow. India are going to be playing in red again. No predictions going to be asked. But if there is a game that can define something for Team India and Sweden, it is this game. A win for Sweden almost guarantees them a slot in the knockouts. A win for India makes things better for them. And Sweden right now on the attack. Big save by Team India. Big save, Lokmanu.
I mean, that was so close, really. Again, getting the ball. R9 in a position for Sweden. What a save that is from Edwin van der Sar. Sweden has been piling on the pressure. First two big chances. And this is what the Tigers have been fearing ever since yesterday, ever since the tournament started, really. That these chances other nations make at the start, I mean, that was bound to be a goal, Selvin. Obviously, a bit unlucky for the ball to be snatched away by the striker from one of the defenders, Saksham or Charanjot were controlling. And that is what happens. Some good pressure there from the opponents around your box, and that eventually leads to a chance. But Edwin van der Sar keeping the Tigers in the game. But here's Mbappe for Sweden. He's on his bike. Can E-Tigers stop them? R9 takes a shot, but good block there by Ruben Diaz. So crucial, Selvin. They have to get a grip. It has not been the best of starts for Team India.
Indeed, Lokmanu. But I think from my experience, what I can see is Sweden is the team under pressure. They're just trying to score that goal, no matter how it comes. They are trying to go for that killing goal, that can give some confidence to them, which means they are going to be a little vulnerable at the back. And a goal for Team India or a chance for Team India, even a half chance, they are going to panic a little, no matter how good they are, because you can see it from the way they're playing. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Team India right now getting into the box, getting the ball inside the back of the net. Absolutely crazy scenes. How crucial is this goal going to be for Team India? How crucial is this goal going to be for the entire nation who's supporting our E-Tigers out there? Let's see those Indian flags in the chat. Sweden 0, India 1. And as I was saying, Lokmanu, it turned out to be the same.
Yeah, I think Selvin, you you didn't jinx it. You actually manifested it, is the word I would say, because as soon as you said that Sweden is being a little too desperate for the first goal, Team India capitalizing so well, and that individual brilliance. I don't know if that is Saksham or Charanjot, but something has given them a massive spark in the game in order to be able to create those chances in and around the box. And that skill from Kylian Mbappe, taking such a beautiful touch, reverse elastico, far post, and the goalkeeper cannot stop that. I mean, that pass in itself was so good, and those skills as well. It's something that kids sitting at home should learn from these pro players who want to be aspiring pros. This is how you learn it, and we finally had a moment to say that for the Tigers, because both the goals they've scored today, Selvin, have been fantastic, really, and they've still piling on the pressure. Even though Sweden is trying to win the ball back from time to time, the E-Tigers are trying their level best to snatch the ball high up the pitch, make another chance, and get that second goal. So now the first goal has come in. It is imperative that they should go ahead and get. What a skill that is from Ronaldinho. This is another chance for Team India. Kylian Mbappe, nice bit of control there. Van Dijk tries to force the pass a little, but Sweden just intercepting that and looking for a counter attack.
Yes, indeed, Lokmanu, I think a great passage of play out there. But let's be very honest. This is a sign of a confident team. Team India are not scared to take that chance, but there is R9 again, and that's a big block right on the line. Van der Sar was beaten, but not somebody else, and that's going to be another chance. Big save, big block. I'm so sorry. It's all happening out there for Team India. It's not happening for Sweden. Lokmanu, this is piling up the pressure on them. It is working in our favor. I just hope that I can keep manifesting this always and not jinx it. But Team India looking like a confident team, even when they lose the ball, Lokmanu, this time, you see that intent. As soon as they lose the ball, they know they can somehow get it back. They are trying to go for those risky passes. They are trying to create something. They know whatever happens, they have to take those risks if needed. There are gaps at the back. Let's just hope they can make it through without conceding a goal now and just keep on this pressure.
Yeah, I think it's important for Team India to slow it down a bit, because Sweden has been absolutely relentless ever since they have conceded the goal. You see the pressure piling on inside India's half, and all they have to do is slow down a bit, just keep the ball like they're doing right now, be a little composed. That is exactly what the Tigers would have wanted. That is a very good move. And what a pass that is from Van Dijk to Kylian Mbappe, running inside the box. Beautiful ball roll, scoop turn, tries to play it to R9, but very well defended there by the Swedish national team, who are trying to desperately get that equalizer, really. And they have even come so close. E-Tigers obviously getting away with those chances. They have to defend a bit better. Kylian Mbappe, beautiful skills there. And you see the Swedish players, Selvin, the kind of skill that they have inside the box. It's incredible, really. But what's even better is how the Tigers have defended those chances, and they have to keep doing this up until they get the second goal, because R9 is inside the box, takes a shot, and that is a corner, and the Tigers can feel it. That look between CJ and Saki goes to show that they have to calm down a bit. They don't have to let them get that space in and around the box. It is okay for them to have the ball, but not for them to have the space. And on the counter attack, Henry this time will try and look to play the final pass of this half. Socrates tries to force it, but that's the halftime whistle. It's been a decent half, really, Selvin, but Sweden has been very aggressive to get that equalizer back.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I am lost for words whatever was happening in that half. Of course, Team India showing why they are here, showing why they are one of the best teams in the world, and showing exactly what they can do when they are in the best form. And Sweden, of course, have to say a little unlucky, but Team India have been playing with fire in Sweden's final third, if I can say, because they've defended the shot right at the very end rather than trying to block passing lanes. There is going to be no substitution from either team at halftime this time. And Sweden, of course, are going to be discussing that, we've tried so much, we just need a goal. They have something in mind, as you can see. Oh, I mean, it's going to be an epic second half, is what I can guarantee you guys who are watching. Saransh now turning into coach mode as well. I think he's noticed something that maybe Saki and Charanjot haven't, or maybe he's just giving some insights based on the attacking pattern that they've seen from Sweden. But yes, Lokmanu, all to play for in the second half, possibly the most crucial 45 minutes for India right now. And they are the ones who are kicking us off. And let's see what's going to happen. Ronaldinho, the magician, plays the ball out to Virgil van Dijk out there, who plays it back. And Sweden have somehow won the ball again. And Team India again. That's a big passage of play. Lokmanu, I think you should take it over.
Yeah, I think that's a German cross triggered, and we were all hoping that cross would go in from Team India. Actually, switches it beautifully to Theory on the Henry on the other wings. He tries to hold on to the possession. Now, E Tigers being a little smart about the way they're playing passes in and around Sweden's half. There's a chance. R9 inside the box tries to take a shot, but last second, what a block that is from, I think it was Lucio for Sweden, really, at the end, or some other defender, but someone who's actually saved Sweden over there, because R9 was in such a good position in order to score the goal. Karma winger now for Sweden. India has to stop this attack. Great cross there towards Frankie de Jong, but very well defended. Very well spotted, really, with that on-point switch from CJ and Saki. Sweden is still knocking on the door, Selvin. They have to stop that. In fact, it was actually Balak who made that last tackle for Sweden. Look at that dribbling from the Swedish national team. But India, what a formidable defense they've had up until now, Selvin. Those last second tackles have been so crucial. Can they get the second goal? Ronaldinho plays it to R9, has a chance to play it to Kylian Mbappe. The attack is still alive with that throw-in, and a pause is being cued. Even though Sweden has been playing a fire at the back, they are looking at options of playing the 4-3-2-1, whereas India, Selvin, as you can see, with their 5-4-1, just trying to see out these last 32 minutes of the game, which are extremely crucial for the Tigers.
Extremely crucial 30 minutes indeed, Lokmanu. I think 32, of course, if I could say, and the added time. And it's going to be a lot of pressure that the Indian defense will be going through right now, because Sweden are not going to be looking for a draw here. And there we go, Team India with a chance. That was quick thinking out there. And that could have been a very shocker of a goal for Sweden to concede, but it would have been a goal for us to celebrate. But regardless, the attack is done. Yes, Thierry Henry for Sweden switches the play, or at least tries to do it. But here is Lloris, who plays it to Hullet, who plays it to Garencha, and Sweden now getting a little more comfortable on the ball. But Team India, I mean, I was about to say that as long as they know these passes are not going to hurt, I don't think they really care about Sweden making those passes until they come in that final third. And here is Mbappe trying to enter the final third. Ronaldinho in the final third right now. Lokmanu, is this the moment for Team India? I think for now we settle for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good chance for Team India. Positive, really, because they would want to make these chances as much as possible. They cannot let Sweden have that equalizer, because that will just completely shift the momentum. They are looking to get that second goal and kill this game off. As you can see, they are not trying to hold on to the possession, Team India. They are having an aggressive approach to go and get that second goal. Good chance, very well created, trying to play it to Ronaldinho over there, but Sweden, of course, defending it really well. But the attacking patterns have been so much better, Selvin, ever since the substitution happened, I must say. And I think Saki was just waiting for his moment, really. And that is the part of being a part of the national team, basically having a bigger squad, that you tend to shift the tactics and the focus onto some things that can actually turn out to be positive for you. And I am thinking constantly as to how the E Tigers have been defending ever since that substitution was made. And they've been solid, really, as many chances Sweden has created. But I think all in all, Selvin, you must have noticed it yourself that we are making those chances. Here's a chance. R9. Can he cross it to Kylian Mbappe? Back post, tries to take a shot. How do you miss that? Kylian Mbappe. I cannot believe my eyes, Selvin. This is not something that I have seen in a long, long time from a position like that. That was a goal to secure the win for Team India. And here's Sweden now on the other end, trying to press. Thierry Henry now. Good defending there by Klosterman. I mean, it's been such a roller coaster of a game, really. And how has Team India not scored the second goal is what I can't believe, because Sweden is on the attack. Hullet plays it to Garincha. This is a problem for Team India. Tries to take a shot, but Edwin van der Sar was just there to catch it. My goodness, Selvin. I generally don't know how that goal did not go in. I'm still shook from that.
Same here, Lokmanu. I think it was a fortunate situation that our cameras were not on, because I'm sure, just like me and you, I think everybody was celebrating, thinking that this is it, this is the goal. Everything went right up until that finish. It just looked like the goal became shot out of nowhere, because there was no way that Mbappe would have missed that. The keeper was beaten, but unfortunately he beat the goal as well. And 10 in-game minutes left to play. And after that, of course, as well, there were chances for Sweden. And I think losing a goal does not hurt as much as conceding on a counter after not scoring that goal, of course. And here goes Sweden once again in that dangerous situation. Eto, Team India, not playing with fire this time, clearing their lines, shows you that they want to see this game through. They're not looking for anything spectacular. And Sweden with some good pressing. I think they're on constant press right now. For them, it's a situation wherein they will still be at 9 points regardless of what happens in the other games as well, because they are going to be in that third position. And that's good defending by Van Dijk, but Hullet proving why he is such a spectacular card. That was some good gameplay overall. Once again, Mbappe trying to get that ball through. And Lokmanu, I have a feeling this is going to be one of the most craziest passage of players out there. Great decision by Team India, not forcing the pass. And this is going to give them time to take a deep breath and just refocus, rethink, and see this game through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fantastic, really, now that the E Tigers are trying to see this game out now. Look at that throw in. Wow. Kylian Mbappe tries to head back in. I mean, that long throw in has certainly given Team India, of course, a new way of getting inside the box. But at the same time, they've made the mistake of giving Sweden the ball right at the end. That's not something you want to do, because Hullet at the back post is waiting. Kylian Mbappe is going to win this one. And Sweden now has the last chance. Team India, all they have to do is defend and clear the ball away. Can they do it successfully? 1 minute left to go. Just go out on the wings, clear the ball away. This is your 3 points. And we eventually secure it. That is the win for Team India. Massive, massive result, as you see the E-Tigers jumping up in joy, standing up, and Saksham, of course, the moment he was waiting for. What a win that is for Team India to come back. I mentioned this, Selvin, earlier, that if we can manage 3 points against Sweden, it is going to put us on track in order to make it to the knockout stage. What a goal that is. Once again, Kylian Mbappe. Beautiful reverse elastico out of nowhere. Got the Swedish national team. It's just incredible, really, that players like Olilito and Optole could not score a goal against that formidable Indian e-national team's defense. What a performance that is, Selvin. I am, of course, over the moon. The energy has completely changed. The chat has gone absolutely berserk. And this is what we wanted, the E-Tigers to make a comeback after an abysmal day one. We have turned the tables around, and hopefully we can still get a result, because next up is Israel, and that could actually change the course of this table.
It can indeed, but right now, let's just be happy and let's just celebrate that the win that we've just got. It doesn't matter if it was only by a goal, but it's very difficult to believe that it's the same Mbappe who scored that amazing first goal, and he could not score that second goal to kill the game off. But regardless, we've got those 3 points, and it's going to be massive when it comes to our chances of qualifying. And we do not know what's happened in the next games. The other games, of course, we'll come to know the update once those games are done. Let's just hope they're going to go in our favor. But massive 3 points for Team India from 5 to 8 now. And depending on the results of Peru and South Africa, we'll know where we stand with regards to qualification. But Israel next is going to be a massive game. I mean, we're going to be talking about that very soon. But Lokmanu, what a win and what an answer to everyone who doubted these guys.
Yeah, I think it's so crucial, really, when we talk about those substitutions in the game, Selvin. I mean, of course, Saranj has a different game style alongside Charanjot, and that was working really well for them in the Club World Cup qualifiers and how they qualified to become the Asia Oceania champions. But when they got here, something was not working, and they could see that. And that's the beauty of having a national team to make those changes, and that substitution was very crucial. You see the difference in the tactics, you see the attacking play styles, the patterns, the individual brilliance that is coming in. I think all of that together has caused us to do like, and Saranj taking that role, sitting behind and viewing the game much better. Maybe he comes back inside again instead of Saki, and he does well as well, because both these players are analyzing the game sitting outside and they know exactly what to do. So this is helping the team. It's all about Team India winning, I think. So no matter who plays, it's just about getting the job done. And ever since that substitution of Saki coming in, Selden, I think that has given us a point, and of course the next 3 points. So 4 points out of 6. It is, of course, a very, very good way of going forward towards the next game.
Well, yes, indeed. And let's just hope this continues. But here's Saki's interview.
We were
Let's
quite
just hear what he has to
confident
say.
about our journey, even though day one was not as we expected it to be. But we are at least happy that we are starting to show the abilities we have, and we could get the result against a very strong Sweden side.
Yeah, up to 8 points now. It's a very tight group. You know, you've got Peru and Sweden just ahead of you in 9. By beating Sweden, you kind of brought them back into that race to still qualify. And you've got South Africa just behind you on 6. What is the aim for today?
Aim is to get out of the groups and reach the knockouts, obviously. But we've got Israel up next, so we are not getting carried away after a big win against Sweden. So we know we've got we need at least 2 more wins, is what we think will help us qualify. So we are looking forward to our game against Israel. At the same time, we are now a bit more confident compared to what it was yesterday.
It's pretty much as tough a game as you could hope to have in the next game. Israel are unbeaten. They're the only unbeaten team left now in the E-Nations. And, they've just drawn 3 games and they've won everything else. What's the plan? How are you going to do what no one else has been able to do and beat Israel?
I mean, we do have a plan. Hopefully, we could show it to you in the game. We did surprise Sweden by making a few changes, obviously change in the starting 2 and also the team we played. So we've got a plan. Hopefully we can fulfill what we have discussed and maybe surprise them and give them their first loss.
I won't ask you to tell me the plan now, but afterwards, maybe if it's a win, I'll come back and you can tell me what it was. But I like that India backing themselves after that win in the last game against Sweden. Not scared to change things up, make substitutions. And funnily enough, the team they're playing next is the guys I'm talking to next, which is Israel.
That was a great interview out there by Saki, representing the entire team out there and speaking on behalf of everyone. But Lokmanu, great words out there by Saki, and I think we know what they are looking for. I mean, still at this point, that has to be commended. I mean, we just have to be respect the fact that they're not just looking for a 4th place, but they're looking for 2 wins out of the last 2 games. And anything less than that, in their eyes, is not going to be good enough.
Yeah, I think the experience with which how Saki has spoken about everything, and it's obviously the beauty of coming in and being sort of a national hero in FIFA, I suppose, that coming in, making a substitution inside the team and getting results. That is why he got the interview from Spencer Owen there. And of course, the experience that he's talking, I think it actually shows a lot of confidence with how we're moving forward. He's confident that we have a plan against Israel. Nobody has been able to beat Israel. Look at those numbers from them. 5 wins, 3 draws, 0 losses. And can India do the unthinkable? Because yesterday we got hammered, if I have to use the word, forward, which was 6-0. Now, can this duo of Charanjot and Saksham change everything? Because that's what we're looking for, really. Because if we win this game, Selvin, we go to 11 points, which is going to be above Sweden. And now it is interesting to see because South Africa are on 6 points, Peru is on 9 points, and nobody expected Peru to actually be at this position even after so many games. I mean, not underestimating them, but Peru was predicted. If you do actually look at all the nations, you would never expect South Africa to be last. You would expect South Africa to be above Peru at least, regardless of where we are. Where the Tigers are in the table. So it's just such an open race right now. If we get a point against Israel, that is going to put us on 9 positions, and we get a win against Peru. South Africa loses their game. We make it through. There's so many combinations still. I mean, there are 2 more games left, a lot to be seen, really. But the changes that Team India has done tactically, in terms of the substitutions of the players, in terms of just about everything, has given a ray of hope that's actually changed our energy, yours and mine, Selvin, and the whole community watching, the Indian football fans watching on the stream as well. That's exactly what is going to give a moral boost to the Tigers going into a game like against an opponent like Israel, because they've just been battering everyone, and it's obviously I'm very nervous as as a FIFA player myself. I'm very nervous to watch that game, and I really hope Saksham and Charanjot have a plan for this game because Israel needs to be stopped, and hopefully India can do that.
Well, absolutely. I think we're going to be talking a little more about Israel and the other teams that are left for us to play. And we're going to take a short break right now. Do not go away anywhere. It's going to be the last 2 games of the day coming up. 2 big games, possibly to decide our fate in the FIFAe Nations Cup 2023. We'll be right back after this break. Here we are with the action. Team India and Team Israel, of course, setting up. I think the match is still going to take some time to start looking at the schedule, but it's going to be a great game. Of course, we're going to be seeing Charanjot and Saksham once again playing this one, and it looks like I think Israel. They know they've qualified. They have the maximum goal difference. They're just going to be. They look very relaxed out there, and it seems like they just know that they've just done the job, but they're still unbeaten in this group, and it's always a good feeling to stay unbeaten. And Lok Manu, I think it's going to be a very easy game for Israel right now when it comes to pressure because they're just going to see this through.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for us to kick off with the game, Salman. And like you rightly said, it is all about building the pressure on Israel because for them, it is not a pressure game at all. All they have to do is to, even if it's a draw for them, it doesn't really matter. However, for Team India, it is imperative to get a result out of this game because it will eventually come down to the game against Peru. But after yesterday, Selvin, it is very important for Team India to get the first goal because Israel were not stopping. Here's a chance for Team India playing from right to left in their red kit. Israel is in their white kit. Team India, of course, doing a very good job dribbling on the wings this time. And I sense a lot of positivity from this, Selvin, I must say. The way the game has started, of course, and the way we have just beaten Sweden, that too without them scoring even a single goal. I think it's not going to be the same result, at least how it was against Israel yesterday. And we are definitely going to put up a better show. And hopefully, even a draw 7 would be massive, really, against a formidable Israel side who have been unbeaten in the groups. But can India change that? Because they have sort of been on a roll ever since that game against South Africa.
But yes, indeed, I think right now is the time where you just look at your results along with the results that are happening in the group, and after this, of course, is another game for Team India against Peru, and right now Sweden and Peru, of course, leading India by 1 point, and India would like to be in a situation where things are in their favor and in their hands, and they would not like to rely on others. But right now, here is Mbappe once again. Israel are not going to let Mbappe take a shot so easily. And as you said, it was 6-0 yesterday, agonizingly for us. It will not really be the same thing today, but that's going to be affecting our GD for sure. And Israel, they knew that India are going to be tracking that cutback, and well defended by Team India right at the end. A good save and a good read as well by Team Israel.
Yeah, absolutely, Selvin. I think the way they just sort of stopped that chance, really, Team India did a very good job because they had the keeper in position as well. But Israel is now on the attack with Kylian Mbappe. R9 tries to take a shot, but Ruben Diaz, of course, being in the right position at the right time. And it's something that is there about the Israelis when it comes to FIFA, that they are so aggressive and so clinical inside the box. The E-Tigers just have to keep their shape as they have against the likes of Sweden in the last game. It all comes down to being composed even when you're defending and when you're attacking. So I think E-Tigers, as much as you say this, Selvin, that yeah, Israel won the game 6-0 yesterday. Israel is unbeaten. Israel has the highest goal difference. Will it matter in today's single leg game? Because if India, the way that they're playing right now, if they actually perform, all that all those stats, whatever happened yesterday, is a thing of the past, really, because India could actually change it in this particular match.
Well, absolutely they can. And talking about changes, of course, we've seen a change from Team India with Saki coming in, and Israel are in the box right now. That's a miss. That's a big miss out there, and I think Team India need to thank everybody who are praying for them right now, who are hoping that that should have not been a goal, and that's how it has turned out. But yeah, talking about changes, Israel have gone with the same lineup again of the same two guys who've been dominating this group and who've taken everybody out with by storm. Of course, 19 as the goal difference. That's more than the number of goals scored, I think, by India, South Africa, and Peru combined, which is pretty impressive, considering that they are all in the same group right now, and there is one team that is just doing the impossible. But as Lokman, you said, everything, all those numbers will not really matter if India could somehow get a result against them after 19 game minutes of this game, out of which 26 are already done. And so far, it looks like a 60-40 in favor of Israel.
Yeah, I mean it's all about keeping your shape now, Selvin. It does not matter how much possession Israel keeps or how much they attack. All India has to do is be composed in their defending. That is a chance for Israel. Water block. That is Klosterman defending with his life over there for Team India. And again, the irony we were talking about, those German players helping our Team India against them, especially now they're doing the job for us. Oh my goodness, what a chance that is for Israel. Great save. And seven, that miss as well from R9 for Israel was such a lifeline for Team India, because had that gone in, Israel would have kept piling on the pressure and, of course, would have had that confidence of the first goal. The way they've attacked as well, it's not been something that India seem to be prepared for. But what they seem to be prepared for is their attack ever since Saksham has been subbed in alongside Charanjot. I think they are very clear about what they want to do in their attack. They just have to do that transition really well above everything else, really.
Yes, indeed, Lokmanu. I think that is one of the most important factors when it comes to the game of esports. And we're very sorry again, some technical difficulties from Riyadh for the stream, but I think they're now back, and the ball is with Team Israel in that white kit. Of course, Team India playing in the red kit for this one, and this is some good intent being shown. But look at that animation. How can a player win the ball when you are being tackled? And it's some things, like, that cannot be explained. I mean, I don't think anybody has a logical explanation for that. But regardless, the ball is back with Team India, and here is Thierry Henry, the man who scored that goal against South Africa, and here is R9 as well. Both of them look so identical in this game, and there we go on the attack. There was a good, I mean, shot out there. I mean, a good attempt. With all due respect, they wanted to catch Israel and maybe surprise them a bit. But here we go again. That's good play out there by Team Israel too, Lokmanu.
Yeah, I think in situations like this, whenever you see Team India coming inside from the wings, that's when they're deadly, and that's what India was trying to do. Israel, of course, being that team who's done really well defensively and created a lot more chances than any other team in this group, really. But Team India, of course, has to catch them by surprise. Great dribbling by Kylian Mbappe. India still, of course, has the chance to keep going forward. They would like to recycle the ball because it's the 45th minute. They cannot be losing the ball in that position. Here's Thierry Henry for Israel, trying to take a shot, but Van der Sar with a massive save that. And Team India with another lifeline, and they must be so relieved. They cannot lose the ball in that position, Selvin, and that, of course, would have been such a big problem, really, for the Tigers. The way they have been attacking, though, is very, very important. And you just see Nasat of Israel behind these guys wearing some cool shades, really trying to explain it to them. It is the situation any national team would want to be in, Selvin. This is actually pretty hilarious and really nice to see the way that he is coaching. Whereas, of course, the mood in the Indian camp is, of course, a little more uh, tense, considering the qualification is on the line. But nonetheless, Alvin, I think it's very important that we do not lose the ball away like that and keep making chances, because the attacking prowess that Saksham and Charanjot have is really commendable ever since they have started to gel together. But what's concerning me right now over everything else is their defense right now, and Israel could take advantage of that.
Yes, indeed. And we're now into the second half already of this game. And I've also got an update that Sweden is currently leading Peru by 1-0, which means as things stand, it's Team India 9, Peru 9. But we'll take a look at the goal difference later. And with Team India playing Peru, imagine a situation where both these teams go in with the same number of points, and there's going to be a lot of goal difference, a lot of discussions with regards to the number of goals scored, the number of goals conceded. Head to head is still 1-1 between India and Peru, which means it's going to come down to goal difference in case if there's a draw again that happens. But regardless, right now it is Israel who are on the attack, and no matter how good they are, they know they cannot take on five Indian defenders together. But here is Kamavinga out there who has lost the ball to Balak, and I think, oh, that's not out, and that's great signs out there by Team India.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of a situation they can't let themselves. This is the second time this is happening, Selvin. Just when you were talking about keeping the ball pretty well, they are trying to move a lot in the midfield with one player, and that is what Israel is good at. They are so good at those manual presses, and Team India has to play out from the wings like they're doing right now. This is exactly what they should be doing. Tries to reverse pass it. I'm surprised how the pass did not lock to R9 but to Thierry Henry there, because had that pass been played to R9, it was such a good opening for Team India in order to make an opportunity inside the box. But they still have the ball. Thierry Henry, nice little ball roll scoop turn there. Tries to play the ball to Kylian Mbappe. Beautiful step over there. Has another chance. R9 still has the ball. Oh my goodness, that was so close. And Israel were panicking a bit, I must say, for the first time I've seen them in a situation like this in any game. At least the games that I've seen, because Team India were in the mood to get the first goal, Salvin. Brilliant skills there, really.
Indeed, some great skills are there, and but I think a little poor decision making. Maybe Mbappe could have just gone on and taken the shot. But I mean, as we said, for us, we can see this game without playing it, but for them, it's a matter of milliseconds to decide what to do and what not to do. And when it comes to defense, their decisions have been on point. But here go Israel again. That's going to be a goal, and a very simple way to score. But believe me when I say this, they made it look very easy. It was a matter of a second between the pass, the touch, and a finish. And you just have to take your chance when you get it first time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Israel, of course, being so clinical as they have been throughout this tournament, Selvin, that simple step over boost. And we keep seeing this from players like Anders Wurtgang, who's representing Denmark, of course. We see this like from the likes of Umut from Germany, all the top players in the world. And both of these players, of course, they have been the E-Club World Cup champions in the past, like in the recent past. And they do this so good, and that is a basic step over as soon as you find the space, and that's exactly what caught RE Tigers out in their backline. They have a lot of time, as you can see. They're setting up their constant pressure tactics. They have shown a lot of promise. That last chance from Team India with some incredible dribbling from Mbappe, then falling into the feet of R9. There was chance. Obviously, Israel defense is very compact. It's very easy to look at things on your phone or on your TV screens when you're watching, but when you're in that moment, it is so difficult to break down defense if the players are in their position. So Charanjot and Saksham have to actually do something special to break down this Israel defense, because they have had opportunities, but they haven't exactly had a lot of openings to shoot. And this is sort of becoming a problem as we progress into this game, because India now start by a goal down against Israel in their second last game of the groups, in which 65 minutes are already up, and Team India desperately need an equalizer, because every single point from it's three points, of course, Selvin, is the aim, but even if a point will be very crucial to Team India. So it's imperative that we collect some points from this game and not drop all of them.
Well, yes, indeed, it's very crucial at this stage of the tournament. Of course, we're at the business end of the group stage, and every point is going to matter. Now, as things stand, we're back to India on 8 and Peru on 9, despite of Peru losing. And right now, it's a chance for Team India, but that's going to be collected by Van der Sar comfortably. And I think the moment we saw Van der Sar coming out, we knew he would be locked to it. But only a miracle or a glitch would have helped Team India by Van der Sar not being locked to it. But regardless, the chance is gone. But a good, attacking intent shown out there by India, showing that they want to go for those chances. They want to try and take that risk. But here is Israel trying to play the ball in. An acrobatic clearance out there by Ruben Diaz. But coming back to the topic, Lokmanu, if things stay this way in both the games, it's going to be India versus Peru in the last game. We do not know what's happening with South Africa's game right now. But that means Peru can still play for a draw and qualify with a draw if things stay this way, which means a result from this game is going to be massive for Team India, any result for that matter. But that's not going to help giving the ball away. And look at the space out there, and the ball's going to go out. And I think Team India needs to take a deep breath, calm themselves down, and think about it all over again.
Yeah, I think Selvin, the way that you pointed out has been spot on, really, because Peru is going to try and play out for the draw, and that is not the kind of a situation that we have to be in, really, Selvin, because a point from this game is going to be massive because that puts us level pegging versus Peru, and now depending upon the GD and the result between the other game that is South Africa is also playing. It is so important to look at all those results. The first thing, though, the most important out of the lot, is to get a goal back because there is 13 minutes left plus stoppage time for Team India to make a comeback. They have shown this in the past, and against a team like South Africa as well, they did come back into this game today itself with that change. So I think, Selvin, it's more than necessary now for some different tactics. As you can see, the 4-4-2 being set up, the 4-3-2-1 being set up. I think it is really crucial to be a little more aggressive in these attacks.
It is really crucial for sure, but right now, as things stand, Peru, of course, are still trailing Sweden, and this time they're trailing by 2 goals to 0. Now, the reason I'm going to tell you about, I'm telling you about these things is because the goal difference is going to matter right at the end, and we're going to take a look at that. But right now, it's Israel on the attack again. Israel showing a lot of confidence, a lot of composure, but that's a big block. That was a certain goal, Lokmanu, and credits to Team India once again. These are moments that can shape and change the course of the game. These are moments that can change the course of the championships, and let's just hope this is our moment.
Yeah, absolutely, Selvin. I mean, you see the pressure that is being put by us on Israel right now and how desperate they are to see out this win because that sort of guarantees them more points. That uh, just firms their position on the table, really. But India, of course, trying their level best now to come into this game. And I believe this is just part of the last chances that are left in this game now for Team India.
Yes, indeed, and there we go. That's going to be a shot, and that's going to be a goal for Team India. I think that was Virgil van Dijk. It doesn't matter, but a rocket from that left foot, and has that rocket sent us into the knockout stages? Because as things stand, Team India will get a point from this game. There's hardly any time left to play, but both these teams are going to make some changes. But what a goal! What a moment! And we were just talking about it could have been our moment. And Lokman, I think it is our moment.
It is indeed, Selvin. What a goal that was. Virgil van Dijk, out of all people, scoring that goal from his left foot. I mean, who would have thought that is going to bring us? And exactly, I think, Selvin, we've all but manifested these results now, haven't we? You were mentioning about getting the first goal against Sweden at the exact moment when we scored. That happened, and then we've all been talking about getting a result against Israel, and that is so close now. And really massive point this is going to be. CJ and Saki, I mean, kudos to them. What a performance they've put up ever since that substitution happened. I am so happy to see this combination gel out for Team India right now. Seven, I can't even tell you because it has given us nothing but hope and optimism, which wasn't the case yesterday. I mean, it's quite a debatable topic, Selvin, as to why it wasn't done yesterday. We as casters, we can definitely talk about it, don't you think?
Well, absolutely, but I think it was about trusting the process, and these two players got us through and got us still here. But then, what a goal once again! And I've also got an update that South Africa are losing their game against Germany. which means they are not going to climb up and climb above Team India. And as things stand, as I said, if there was a script, if there was any destiny, if there was any fate, it would come down to Peru versus India, and that would be the virtual knockout game. And looks like it's going to be that way unless Team Israel can come up and do something. And Bellingham has that in mind. He's played the ball across. That's going to be a penalty.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. I think we both have the same reaction. Both of us spraying it straight. It's saved. It's saved by Van der Sar. I think Team India knew it. I don't think Sid was able to watch it. That's game, set, and match. 1-1 is how it ends. Israel still unbeaten. But things like these are the things that determine what happens with you with regards to the big games. But the goals once again, R9 with an impressive goal, and I think once again we'll see this goal, which possibly is a goal of the tournament contender, because Virgil van Dijk bringing back Ronaldinho versus Chelsea vibes, stand and shoot and deliver. And I think that penalty save, Lokmanu, how important is this going to be, this save going to be in the history of Indian FIFA esports?
Oh my goodness, Selvin. Only if my face cam reaction in your could have been shown at the penalty. I was absolutely shocked as to how the penalty was given, because yeah, in that moment it happens. But the composure, whoever it was, Caesar or Saki, to just stand there in the middle, because India scored a penalty like that yesterday against South Africa, straight down the middle, I think probably just made the right guess, and the composure to just snatch out of a draw, and that, like you said, the goal of Virgil van Dijk, the goal of the tournament contenders really for Team India specifically. What a goal that was! Left foot, good chance created, but a finish like that secured us that vital draw. And I can see the chat is absolutely going berserk, and this is what we wanted. The E-Tigers have turned it around completely. Now the question is, can they actually beat Peru? Because that is what it comes down to. From losing 6-0 yesterday against Israel, everyone was talking about a lot of things about Team India, constructive criticism really, why things not being changed, what is the coach doing, what is the third player doing, and everything has turned out to be really well on day 2-7, and they've worked out together very well as a team with all these substitutions and tactics that they've done. They've started to show the results, and we can see it now. Look at this table. South Africa, of course, with 1 win and 5 losses, it is very difficult for them to qualify, because as you see, Team India still with the worst goal difference, Selvin. That is a concern, and that loss against Israel yesterday sort of hurt us really. But now the points are the ones that matter really. If India manages to beat Peru, no matter what South Africa does in their game, India will qualify. And if it ends up in a draw, then that's the problem, because that is when Peru wins and qualifies over India on goal difference. So it is a very close affair. Look at that, Selvin. I think I'm going to let you talk about it. Those 2 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses record of India and Peru. It is so close. It has actually gone down to the last game.
It is indeed, Lokmanu. But first of all, South Africa has been eliminated from Group D, because no matter what they do, they will not be able to reach 10 points, and one of Peru or India are going to reach, or maybe both of them. But yes, the goal difference is going to hurt, and I was just checking, before goal difference it comes down to head to head, and since Peru and India came down to a draw, it was 1-1, which means no matter what happens, Peru has the edge, which actually means that Peru can still play for a draw in the final game and still qualify if the result is 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 or whatever works, as long as India does not score more than 10. But if India wins it, I mean, the equation is simple. If you have to qualify, you have to win this game. It's like a final, it's like a knockout. You just have to go for it. No matter what you do, no matter what you have, I think this is the time you need to call all the people that support Team India, because this is the biggest game of the season. I just hope and I just pray that whatever we've been discussing comes to life and Team India can make it through with this game against Peru. But I think right now, if prayers were answered in esports, Team India is going to beat Peru by a comfortable margin, just like they did against Australia, just like they did against Malaysia, just like they did against Singapore, when we were all praying, when the odds were all against us. And as Neymar Jr. once mentioned, 1% chance, 99% faith. I think that's what it is right now for us.
Absolutely spot on there, Selvin. Of course, those are the words that hit so hard right now sitting in this chair, because when you look at the last game really between India and Peru, it is something that is incredible. Really, it is a knockout level match up in a group stage. South Africa, like you said, have been eliminated from the tournament. Now, regardless of whatever happens between the top three, it is going to come down to the fourth and the fifth, which is Peru and India. So, like you said, Selvin, I think let's just talk a bit more about the tactical side of things, really, and how Peru is going to shape up. I think if they actually go with a defensive approach, it's actually beneficial for the E-Tigers, for us, really, because the way CJ and Saki have attacked, it's actually proven the fact that if you sit bit too deep, they will try and score a goal, and they have done that. They've scored a goal against Sweden, they have scored a goal against Israel, they've scored a goal against South Africa as well. You cannot be passive against them. The only way I feel Peru can actually get a draw, and I don't know, whatever happens, is by being aggressive. So I really hope the Tigers can get the first goal, then sit back and be comfortable in the 5-4-1, how they were against Sweden at the end of the game.
Well, absolutely, Lokmanu. Now, this is a very crucial situation. I mean, think about it this way. It's about who wants it more. Like, it's just going to come down to the fact as to for whom does this qualification matter more than the other one. Peru is going to be thinking of a lot of things. Things are in their hand. They know India have to attack. India don't have a second option. They have to go for it. Now, they can come up with a plan thinking, you know what, we let India attack, but we know they're going to be open for a counter as well. Or if we can score the first goal, we just park the bus. There are going to be a lot of things. Also, you have to also consider factors like, for example, I do not know what is the rank of Peru right now, and is it an achievement for them to reach the knockout stages, or is it an achievement for them to just qualify for this E-World Cup? Because that's going to also relieve a lot of pressure, or maybe add a lot of pressure, just like it is on Team India right now. Because for Team India, the idea is clear. You are ranked 6 in the world. You are the champions of Asia and Oceania region. You cannot be going out of the group stages. And there are a lot of things that go in your head. And even for Peru, of course, they've had their moments today. India have had their moments today. And it's going to come down to a psychological battle. India, of course, coming up from this last game against Israel, that penalty save, you know how much of a boost that can be. When things start to go your way, you want to capitalize on it. And for the last 3 games, I mean, I think ever since Saki has come on, I don't think Saki has tasted defeat till now. Everything that he's played has been great. And look at those standings are there. Group C as well. And my goodness me, Portugal, one of the best teams in the world, have been eliminated. Spain still have a chance. Australia have made it through. It's for that 4th spot in both these games. I don't think we really have to discuss anything about Group C right now, considering that it's not going to make a difference. But it's all to play for the 4th spot right now, Lokmanu, for us in Group D. This is it. This is the final game.
This is it, really. Actually, I think everyone should be looking at us as the favorites in this game. Like you rightly said, Selvin, we are 6th in the world compared to what Peru is. I think Peru is, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm 23rd in the world ranking. South Africa were 29th. And Peru coming into this tournament, they have been really good with their results, really, because if they're sitting at 9 points, even though it's not been the best, but considering the nations that are there in this group with the likes of Israel, Sweden, Germany, India, South Africa, even, I'm surprised with their results as to what has happened at the end, that they have been eliminated with the likes of Kalen and Julio. I mean, it must be heartbreaking for them. But so is the case for our E-Tigers, because they are considered favorites in this game, Selvin. They are ranked 6th in the world compared to Peru being 23rd or 24th. And that sort of pressure is going to be on us in a way, because when I was talking to the Tigers before these groups had come, like when the groups had come out, everyone was talking about this, that Peru, they are a solid nation. But if you compare it to the other nations, the level that there is, the skill gap that we're talking about it earlier, even if it's minimal, that is there. And hopefully that actually inspires us to win against Peru, unless of course they pull a rabbit out of the hat and they surprise Team India. I mean, this is do or die, really, because either you go to the knockouts or you go home, and all you have to do is keep your shape at the back line, be focused, don't give the ball away. And of course they already know it, and the game's about to start. So Saki, as you can see, warming up his hands with that hand warmer, and Some of these stats really, I think, average goals changing by a point, and that's the Peru team getting ready. So we are finally starting the game, Selvin. I think when you look at those stats, it just all goes up in the wind because once the kickoff whistle blows, it's all about who is the better team. DMS 10 and Rio Quarto Magic are the players that are representing Peru, and Charanjot and Saki, of course, representing Team India. Selvin, I'm going to ask you a prediction. As much as both of us are on the same page for this, I want you to tell me a prediction. What's the scoreline going to be?
From what I've been seeing, from what has been happening, it looks like it's going to be a 1-0 to Team India. And again, if there was a script, if there was anything like destiny, it's going to be a late goal for Team India, is what I feel. Please do not at me if anything goes wrong or if the results go otherwise. But as a fan, uh, as an Indian, I think the only thing that we can pray for is a win for Team India. And of course, I mean, even the E Tigers know easy is boring. They would like to win this. Which style? Right now, it's India who are gonna play, who are playing in the white kit, everybody, and it's Peru who are playing in their red kit, which is their national kit as well. So that's not going to be a confusion today for us, Lokmanu. But yes, one last game, 19 game minutes. Team India with the R9, but that's a beautiful ball towards Ronaldinho. Is that going to be the first goal? It is the first goal. R9 and Ronaldinho combining for Team India. The two Brazilians with these two Indians creating magic. And this is what we were looking for, an early goal in the game that matters the most. My goodness, mate, Lokmanu, do you still think prayers are not answered?
What a start that has been. All the prayers have been answered. That beautiful through ball, just so silky, so beautifully created for Ronaldinho, and the ball roll to finish it off. So much of class in that goal, Selvin. That aggressive start is all we needed. And as things stand, really, India is going to make it to the top 16, and that is going to be a massive, massive result. Now, can we get the second goal? Because they have been so aggressive from the start, Selvin. That goal in itself, and look at the intent to try and get another goal. R9 inside the box tries to do a croqueta cancel shot. Oh my goodness, what a chance that was. Had that been a goal, it would have been one of the best goals I would have ever seen scored by Team India. So unlucky not to be able to connect the shot, and this is just pure dominance really by Team India at the start of this game. Peru, however, are on the attack. They would try and look to get back into this game. Team India has to keep their shape. Virgil van Dijk to Paul Pogba, who takes a shot, but just not being able to hold off the lead. That is a very good goal by Peru. Paul Pogba trying to turn inside, taking a shot from his left foot. And Selvin, from actually scoring the second goal to conceding an equalizer, this is sort of back to level begging, and it's quite a roller coaster ride, isn't it?
It is indeed, and that's also a sign of a confident team, a team that believes that they could have made a comeback. But yes, Team India again starting from where they left off. I mean, they're going to think of this as kickoff again, and it's going to be 1-1 as this match stands, which means Peru at this point will still be qualifying because of goal difference. And R9, once again, this time it's Klosterman, and this is going to be a blockbuster ending, that's for sure, everybody. You need to fasten your seatbelts because there will be moments of magic, and that could have been a moment again. Just missing the far post by, I think, inches, if I'm not wrong. But the ball is not in the back of the net. And Peru again. Now, this is going to be a very interesting take, Lokmanu, for Peru, if I have to tell you this, because Team India had to attack regardless of what the situation was. Even at 1-0, they knew they could always concede. But Peru, on the other hand, now what do they do? Do they look for a second goal to try and kill this game off and leave themselves open for a counter, or do they wait for India to attack and just settle for a draw? It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, I think Peru has to be that team that goes aggressive actually. Otherwise, but here's a chance. Wait a minute for Team India. R9 with a chance, but good block there by Peru. Yeah, but Selvin, going back to what we were talking about, I think if Peru tries to be a bit passive, then the way India has been attacking, it's fantastic, really. Charanjot and Saksham, both of them being so aggressive, being so creative, those individual skills coming into play inside the box, that has scored some vital goals, really, for Team India. That is exactly what they want to be doing. So if Peru want to actually keep it this way, they have to try and attack more. They have to look for loopholes in behind Team India's defense. Otherwise, the aggressive play style that our E-Tigers have, they are going to punish them and get the second goal, really. So I'm really looking forward to how Team India managed to get the second goal. But Peru, on the other hand, is attacking. R9, reverse elastico. Good defending there by Team India. Pogba still has the ball there. Virgil van Dijk, great save there by Edwin van der Sar. That's a corner for Peru now.
Great play out there by Peru. For a second, Lokmani, I was just analyzing the game while you were talking. And if you are Peru right now, you know that you cannot give the ball away. And for a second, I thought maybe they're not looking for this goal. They're just looking to open Team India up and only attack if they get a chance. But then the game plan suddenly changed with that reverse pass, and suddenly there was options for Team Peru to shoot. But luckily, the ball went to Virgil van Dijk, and his shootings, I mean, let him down this time, unlike the last game for Team India. But here are Team India once again. Klosterman is in the box. He knew that there are options for him, and some of the options were covered. But here he is again. This is going to be a big passage of play. Is that going to be a goal kick? Is that going to be a corner? It is a corner. We've not seen a goal for Team India via a corner. Is this the moment everything changes?
Yeah, it could be really. That's a very positive attack from India. And now they have the corner. Just to let everyone know, India is in the black and white kit this time, and Peru is in the red kit. So India is on the attack right now. Thierry Henry tries to play it to Ronaldinho. Beautiful step over there. And that's a miss kick, really, from Virgil van Dijk. Luckily fell down to the feet of Eder Militao for Peru, and they're able to escape that. But that was good pressure play there from Team India, and even the skill. Selvin, I've been emphasizing this so much, that the individual brilliance that Charanjot and Saksham have in the game at this point of time is ridiculous, really, because it's so good. It's just been working out for them so phenomenally well when they go inside the box and penetrate any opponent's defense, really. So they just have to keep doing it more. They have to string those passes, get into the final third, and do these individual skills, because that is very difficult to defend in 2v2, really.
It is indeed, and especially when it comes down to such a pressure game, because when you are in the box and you see an opponent as skilled as Charanjot or Saksham or even Saransh or Sid for that matter, you don't want to be giving away a penalty in such a tight game. And even though penalties are a lottery, as we've seen in this tournament for Team India, of course, they've gone in our favor, luckily, but you just don't want to be the person who concedes that penalty. And right now, at Singh Stand, it's 1-1. We're about to enter into halftime. There is a lot of pressure on all the players playing, because you don't want to be the person because of whom your team loses this game. And that's going to be a show of character, a show of discipline, a show of mentality that's going to come in the second half. We've just ended the first half 1-1. As things stand, Peru are going through, India are going out. Sid has seen something from the game for sure. He knows what's happening. You've been analyzing it. I've been analyzing it. And I think, Lokmani, I'm going to give it over to you for what should be done in the second half as per you by Team India.
Yeah, I think everything, the way that we've attacked, I think that should stay the same. It should, of course, be a little more aggressive, because we need the goal. We actually need this goal very soon, because as time progresses, India cannot actually play with the same strategy they had ever since the equalizer was scored by Peru, really. They have to change things up. They have to be a bit more aggressive than they have been right at the end of the half time, because they know as the clock ticks down, as things stand currently, it is going to be Peru going into the knockouts, and India will be eliminated. So they have to try and be a bit more aggressive in front of the goal. And if I was in that position, and that's exactly, I think, Genocide is Sid Chandrana, apologies, is trying to tell the E-Tigers Charanjot and Saksham, is that be more direct. You need that goal. It is very important because a passive approach against a team like Peru is not going to help us get that goal. But with that being said, we are kicking off with the second half, and Peru this time taking things in control to start the second half in their red kit. Team India is in the black and white kit. So obviously make a note of that while you're watching this exciting game really. India has to score if they want to qualify to the knockouts. Peru will be securing that top 16 berth if score remains the same. R9 now in around the box for Peru. They will try and play the pass. Oh my goodness, what a save that is. Edwin van der Sar keeping India in the tournament. Really, that deflection was so unfortunate to land into the path of Kylian Mbappe for Peru. But Edwin van der Sar keeping us in the game. R9 again for Peru. Elastico. Very good dribbling there from the South Americans, really. India has to keep their shape. Good block there. Paul Pogba gets it again. Another block from Socrates, and Van de Sar now scooping it up right after all the chaos that's been happening inside the box. Selvin, this is making me so nervous right now.
I mean, indeed, I have the same, words to use right now because it was almost heaven for Peru out there with those chances going their way, and to concede a goal could have been hell for Team India because that would have kept us 2 goals. That would have meant that we would have needed 2 more goals to qualify for the knockouts. But right now, that passage of play, again, Lokmanu, these are things that can change momentum in your favor. These are things that can add pressure, that can remove pressure, that can make you feel like this can be our day. Now here is Mbappe. There's a lot of space. There is R9. That's going to be a goal. This is what Team India were looking for. A little fortune is what we were looking for. A little fortune is what we've got. I am lost for words right now because this goal has just changed everything for Peru. You can look at their faces. They knew they had chances at the other end, and they've just conceded a goal that has absolutely damaged their hopes of qualifying. They still need just 1 more goal, but Team India possibly just 35 in-game minutes away from that top 16 qualification.
What a goal that was, Selvin. Beautiful passes, so simple. No skill moves whatsoever, just simple passing and penetrating Peru's defense and leaving them shell shocked as to what has happened. Peru were looking so comfortable with their attacks and all the chances they were making. Team India with one passage of play, trying to make those simple passes in the midfield, not giving the ball away. Quick 1-2 between the strikers, and R9 will not miss from inside the box. That is some fantastic gameplay, really. Now, all that is left, Selvin, are 31 in-game minutes. Can Team India hold on to this? Because that's all they have to do. They cannot concede a goal now because it will be level pegging again, and that will put Peru in the qualifying position, really. They have to defend with everything that they have. They are well versed with the 5-4-1 formation now, and you will see Peru throw the kitchen sink at them, really, in every opportunity they get. Can Team India hold on to this? R9 takes a shot, and right from the kickoff, no way. It's not something that I've seen in a while. Immediately scoring and conceding for the second time, Selvin. This has to be a mix of bad defending and just pure bad luck, really, because they were on course to actually see out this game.
It is indeed. It's just been the worst thing to do when you concede right from kickoff. And look at Peru. Without any disrespect to the Indian guys, they've just shown some top quality and top class out here. In that situation, Lokmani, Peru is thinking, you know what? This is not our day. This is not our game. But let's see. We'll just try whatever we can to get a result out of this. Maybe one attack at a time. And the first attack is what has just opened things up for them. With that situation in that position, R9, you just knew was going to score. And within the matter of like 4 in-game minutes, they've just equalized it. And the celebrations for us have again turned back into a little bit of misery because now with 27 in-game minutes left, the pendulum has now again gone in the favor of Peru. But looking at things, you have to expect a lot of surprises, a lot of shocks. And look, Manu, I think I am going to make this prediction. We have something coming up in the 90th minute for sure. Let's just hope and pray that it is going to be in favor of Team India.
Let's just manifest that together, really, because that's exactly what we need. What we don't need is losing the ball cheaply like that, because Peru is on the attack again. Here's Mbappe playing it to Virgil van Dijk. India has to be really careful. Oh my goodness, what has happened to KDB there? He just glitched out totally. I mean, it's really funny to see that anyway, but this is what happens in FIFA esports sometimes. Peru still has the ball. Van Dijk. India has to be very careful with their defending. Well done, Ruben Diaz. Now it's all about going forward, because India does not have a lot of time. There's only 21 minutes on the clock left. Can Team India make the most of it? Really good build-up play there. They're so composed. That's the pass they were looking for. Now can they break Peru's defense? Klosterman to Pogba. Takes a shot. Just a little too early there. I think there was a passing option available to R9 or Mbappe. Pogba just taking a quick shot. And that is not something that Team India would have wanted, really. I think it's just the adrenaline, really, because had there been a little more composure there, Selvin, India would have scored in that opportunity. They're still in it, though. Can Balak make something out of this? Good pass there to Kylian Mbappe. Nice step over. But Peru takes the ball away. 15 minutes left, Selvin. What do you think is happening?
It is insane. I mean, you and me casting this game, doing the commentary, can feel the nerves right now. We are breathing so heavily out here despite of not playing this game. Imagine what these players, the crew, the entire team is going through right now. That Pogba chance, of course, they just thought, let's just go for it no matter what happens. And that's what's going to be the situation again. Mbappe is in the box. He takes a shot. Mbappe scores. Charan Jodh with some animation for the first time. And this is the goal that can absolutely change the course of this game. Big goal, and now it is time for Team India to show their class, and you can literally lip sync and read what they're saying. Now we just have to go defensive. All of them have different opinions. Let's see what they choose, and now they just know they have to see this game out, because if Peru score one more, that is going to be done.
Wow, I'm lost for words right now. That step over boost from CJ or it was Saki does not matter, because that goal has made Charan Jodh animated out of all people, the most calm player that I've ever come across in the scene. I've played against him, I've seen him at the highest level. He does not react, but that moment there, Selvin, where he celebrates the whole nation's joy and takes their hopes to the round of 16 by scoring that goal. All they have to do is hold this lead for the next 12 minutes, because this is India's moment. Everyone has high hopes of Team India now. I am so nervous, Seven. I'm pretty sure so are you. But that goal really simple build-up play, as you can see. No unnecessary skills, straight up step over. We mentioned this in the last game as well. Can Team India hold on to this? This kickoff is so important for Team India to sit back and win the ball, see the timeout like they did against Sweden. It is of the utmost importance, because Peru is going to come at them with everything that they have. Please do not let this lead slip, Team India. This is such an important moment, really, because here's Paul Pogba on the counter-attack. I think it was just forcing a bit too much, Selvin. They could have just held on to the ball there.
I mean, they should have held on to it, because these are situations. Peru is going to come out all guns blazing, and we cannot blame them if they just go ahead and get something out of this. The last thing you want to see is something of a soft penalty or something being given. But yes, what a goal that was by Team India. And there is Peru. I don't know if that's onside or no. That's onside, and Peru again with those animations. It's a roller coaster of a ride. And oh my goodness me, this is not how it was supposed to be. I think both of them switched to the wrong guy, if you notice, Lokmanu. And maybe miscommunication, maybe bad luck.
Oh,
But
God.
it still leaves us with around 7 in-game minutes left. And what's going to hurt the most is the fact that they gave the ball away when they had the opportunity to just see the game out. And now a lot of changes being made. Lokmanu, I know you're lost for words. I know it's a lot going inside your head. But everybody watching, I think we both need to tell them to trust the process. It's still, there's time left. As per our prediction, we still have 5 in-game minutes left. A 90th is still possible. One good thing, Lokmanu, India is getting the kickoff now.
Yeah, that is so important. I mean, yeah, I'm going to try and keep whatever has happened in the past now, because all we have to look at the attack that India has. We have 5 in-game minutes. That's equivalent to what, 1.5 minutes of real time, maybe even less than that. India has to hold on to the ball. They cannot give the ball to Peru, because all they will do is take it in their half or try and launch it out on the wings and see out time. Because as things stand, a draw for Peru secures their berth in the top 16. For Team India, they have to score a goal. I am surprised, really, Selvin, and lost for words as to how many times Team India has scored. It's been 3 times they've taken the lead and Peru has come back. That is some fantastic resilience this South American side has in their locker, really. But Team India cannot give the ball away like that. I mean, it's just so intense right now, because all they have to do is hold on to the ball and attack, because only 5 minutes are left.
Yes, indeed, Lokmanu. I think these are going to be the most crucial 3 to 4 in-game minutes. Of course, I mean it's going to come down to a lot of factors. Peru, look at them. They are under pressure. You can see that a mistake out here. It is a mistake out there. It could have led to a goal as well, and you cannot believe this game. 1 in-game minute left plus stoppage time. The clock is ticking. It's a corner for Team India. They're going to play it short. They don't want to lose the ball. Peru, 9 people in the box, 9 people defending out there for them. But Team India, one last chance, one last go at this. It is a cross. R9 has taken a shot, and that's, oh my goodness me, that is collected by Peru. The last thing that you wanted to see, it was on the plate for R9. But Peru, I think, are going to see this out. They do see this out. I think Team India can be proud of what they've done, and heartbreaking scenes out there that you can see on the stream right now, guys. I think it's the same for us as well. But I am sure Lokmanu is going to be having some similar emotions, so I'm just going to continue telling you something right now. These guys are there, I mean, of course, along with Lokmanu and the other E-Tigers, were the champions of Asia and Oceania. They are the champions of Asia and Oceania. They've survived 3 different situations to qualify for this event. They did everything in their favor, everything that they could to make sure that they reached so far. To reach here with the other 23 nations is a great achievement for a nation that has been competitive in the EA scene for the last 3 years. And I think no matter what, we cannot change time, we cannot go back in time, we cannot go back to yesterday. But I think Lokmanu, very frankly, if today there was an option for me to go back in time, I would not wish for any other results other than the Israel game to just be a 1-0 defeat or a 2-0 defeat, because that would have seen us through.
Selvin, I'm so heartbroken right now. It's taking everything in me not to show my emotions, because this is what FIFA esports. I'm gonna say something that a lot of people can relate to. Whoever is part of this scene, the highs of this esport are so high, and the lows are incredibly low. And the kind of feeling that the Tigers must be feeling right now in that moment must be so tough, because they came so close. They did everything right multiple times. They've taken the lead, they've done the right tactical switches, they've actually turned out to be at the level they should have been yesterday throughout the whole tournament, like showing why they are ranked 6th in the world. And all of that came to light on the second day when results mattered, and which they did, to get a result against South Africa, to win one of the most powerful teams in terms of FIFA esports. It is Sweden. And ending in a like draw against Israel. I mean, that is not easy considering what had happened yesterday. That goal difference ended up haunting us. I mean, if you see, as to look at the points table, because it's a 3-all draw right at the end of this game, right? It's the number of points are the same. The goal difference from yesterday has come to haunt India, and that's not exactly what they wanted because they were really good today. And it's surprising really as to how things didn't go in our favor. How did they concede that last goal? Even with the goalkeeper movement, Selvin, I thought they were going to shoot far post. They were so aware of the fact that the Tigers have moved the keeper towards the left side, and they did eventually score to the near post. I mean, it's such small margins really, and it's so heartbreaking really for me. I mean, but nonetheless, we look at the results. Israel winning against South Africa 3-2. South Africa still putting up a fight. India versus Peru, as we saw, 3-all. Germany beating Sweden. So Sweden, of course, not having the best day in terms of that. So eventually, it is Israel, Germany, Sweden, and Peru who qualify. And unfortunately, as much as it hurts for me to say this, look at that. Even at 10 points, India miss out on the qualification spot, and they get eliminated alongside South Africa. I think we have to be extremely positive, Selvin, with the way E-Tigers have performed really on the second day. We have to be proud of them. They are going to bounce back really strong in the last 2 days. If you compare all these nations when they've been playing, all these nations have had players, a proper system of FIFA esports in their countries for a very long time. But India has been doing it since the last 2 years. Maybe even Peru are the ones who've just started. Maybe even South Africa has been one of the nations that have started out in terms of developing an ecosystem. When you look at those European nations, they're already right up there. And that shows on the table, really. It was one of the teams between Peru and India. And all we have to do is keep going. And one day we'll start dominating these tournaments. And there's going to be no looking back from there. So, regardless of that, Selvin, I think all of us should be really proud and keep supporting these guys because they have gotten us to that level, really.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I agree with everything that you've said, and I just want to say a message to, first of all, to the Tigers and the coach and the staff out there. I mean, I think me, Lokmanyu, and the entire FIFA community, the entire esports community, and everybody watching in India is extremely proud of you guys. There were a lot of nations that tried to qualify for that event, but they could not. But you guys did it when the odds were against us, and the situations kept getting tougher, but you kept giving an answer. It was an unfortunate way. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn, and that's what it has come down to. I think we learn from our mistakes. We're going to take a lot of learnings from this one. And Lokmani, I think I can bet a lot of money out here and a lot of things out here that next year we're going to qualify for the nations. And it's not just going to be a qualification, it's going to be an improved performance out there because these guys are not going to repeat the same mistakes ever again. They're going to look back at these streams with a lot of agony, of course, because it could have been, it should have been, it could have been crazy. But yes, I think we will be seen very soon in the next season. I think Lokman, it was a pleasure doing this with you, and I have a feeling that this is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you once again for being a part of this. Thank you everyone for tuning in for both these days. A beautiful journey comes to an end, unfortunately a little early than what we thought. Lokmani, I think I'm going to say a goodbye on behalf of both of us. Thank you once again, everybody. It was a pleasure doing this for you guys. Keep supporting Team India. Back the E-Tigers. We are going to be back next season with a bang. And we're going to make a name for ourselves on the global scene all over again. Until then, have a great week ahead and keep supporting Team India.
Thank you so much.